there. Is her, and even then, I hardly ever actually watch it. Like mostly, I just watch the fucking, the clip videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the clip videos are fun. Those I there's a few street Twitch people that I watch on that where they just pull out the good
Yeah,
minutes, and I'm like, I can do that. I can spend 15 minutes watching like some funny shit.
go, dude. Did we go live yet? Because we might as well go live.
Yeah, I went live. I went
Oh,
live.
okay, right on.
I was about to
Oh,
say
there it
like
is.
we're
Okay,
live right
all
now.
right. Yeah, cool.
I do like to let people know. I just unless there's something like fucking hanky or weird we're talking about where maybe we don't want everybody to fucking hear it.
Mm.
Then I
Yeah,
wouldn't,
if Futter's coming on and for legal purposes he wants it off the air. That
yeah,
kind of
really.
thing.
Did I take him off of the bad boy role?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did take him off the bad boy role. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that dude.
Video is not much.
Yeah, but if he comes on drunk like that again, I'll probably kick him. Just fucking like, holy shit, dude, this was not very fun.
His alcoholism is a lot less whimsical than it used to be.
Yeah, it's not as entertaining when it's become an actual issue, and it's not just he likes to get wasted and go online,
Yeah, now it's more like he genuinely needs an intervention, I think.
Oh God, I genuinely think it's because he's stuck in his fucking house all day, and he seems like the kind of dude that has to be doing something.
Yeah, needs distractions constantly.
Yeah, like he's always talking about this and that other thing he's doing, and he's fixing up this car and he's gonna sell it, and he's got this business he's gonna sell, and he's always rolling and wheeling and dealing and all that shit. A true salesman.
Yeah. Plus, I think he's like legitimately autistic.
Could be.
And he definitely doesn't seem to understand jokes. That's pretty well established. Mm-hmm. Like when you say something like "fucked up" about him, like jokingly. What do you mean? Why do you say that? I'm like, dude, it's a fucking joke, buddy.
Well, that's just dudes talk like that to each other. Like we say fucked up shit.
Yeah, that's what I find confounding about it is he doesn't seem to understand that. That's why I say he's like autistic or something.
Yeah.
He seems to genuinely not get that. It's weird.
It's pretty basic. It's like, hey man, if you can't handle your bros, make it so you can handle whatever some other fucker's gonna throw at you.
Well, it's not even a matter of handling it. He doesn't get it.
Oh yeah, he didn't get that as a joke. I'm just saying, like that's one of those things that like everybody does.
All dudes go. It's one of the things women will never get and will never understand.
Yeah, it's not because we genuinely hate each other. It's just that like you got to help make sure your bros don't have a weak spot. Who's going to throw at you?
Yeah, well, you got to handle criticism and that kind of shit.
Yeah,
the same kind of things that most women don't do.
Wow, William Stenchever's in the chat. Hey, man, what's up?
Oh, fuck. Stenchever makes.
I haven't seen that dude in a long ass time.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, this is about what it normally is.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, I'll usually get a few people in, but never right away. Like the first half hour is nothing. Then people show up in the chat, like 2 or 3 of them. I will say this: almost all the people that watch the show will engage in the chat. So the 4 or 5 people that show up will, interact.
If they actually show up, for sure. Oh, man.
Like, yeah, you get 1,000 viewers, but only like a couple hundred of them interact. It's like 20%. We're at like 80 to 100.
That's what we'll fucking sell it with.
Crushing.
Just put the slow-mo on, he can't keep up.
Oh, yeah, make sure you switch over from top chat to live chat. You don't want to miss anything.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. He literally hasn't been here for like, what, at least 6 months?
Oh, something like that, but it's all good.
Yeah, welcome back, buddy.
Oh, man, what is it? I finally finished watching Avatar. the cartoons. I'd never watched the whole thing all the way through. I'd seen like various episodes because there's like a bunch of popular ones that just play over and over.
Right.
He uses 4 or 5. You
Yeah.
lying. Yeah, we're lying, Trevor. It's not very many people very often. But it was crazy, man. Oh, what's up? Is that somebody else in the call? No, okay.
And to be fair, when we say 4 or 5, we are counting, everybody that's on the stream is also watching it from another device. So it's not as impressive as 4 or 5 cents.
That's true.
It's
and a lot of times there's
like
4 or 5 in the
2.
stream.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's the way it was last week. There was like 4 of us on. We were all watching from a separate device. There's a 5th person watching that was not commenting. And we were trying to get them to comment, but they would not. So it was probably Geek Thulu.
Oh, God. I haven't heard about that guy in so long.
Oh, man. That was an old callback. That
Geek
fucking
Thulu.
guy.
Man, that whole thing kind of died all the way now, didn't it? Didn't take that long.
Yeah, although I think Worski is...
I hear he's on D Live.
Infecting D Live. Yeah, he's on D Live. I think he got banned from YouTube.
Yeah, probably.
And nobody really noticed. But he's got a whole new crowd of people to fucking dupe over there at D Live.
Well, hopefully not like the fucking Tennessee thing.
Yeah,
I mean, people bought unrefundable
like
fucking plane tickets and shit for that, man.
Yeah, and again, he did. In fairness, he did show up. It was
no,
not
he
him
did.
that
He
fucked
did.
it
I
up.
give him 100% credit for that. That whole fucking thing was everybody fucking knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. It was almost like the
I wanted it to
Epstein
happen.
and the soon-to-be Ghislaine Maxwell suicide.
Oh yeah,
Everybody knows it's
fucking, I give
happening.
her a week. I give that bitch 5. I give her that bitch like a week at most, and she's just gonna fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Come down with a real bad case of the Clintons.
Yeah. So I said, should we start the memes now or should we wait? Till
Start
she
them now,
actually
man.
gets suicided.
I'm not even sure.
People kind of are.
Like here's the thing. I'm not even sure her testimony's worth shit. So the people that are involved in this are so far fucking above everyone else that there's a whole nother justice system that they're dealing with that we don't even get access to.
Yeah.
So even if she names names, nobody's gonna fucking go to jail.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'd rather they just
or she's just gonna blame
put
it all
her
on
in jail
Epstein.
for fucking ever. You know. Well, she was 100%
blame it on the dead guy
too. No, there's too many witnesses for her to get away with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And
There's
she's not
that
Epstein.
with the
Epstein
fucking...
could have blamed it all on her. He had that kind of money. This bitch don't got that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her family, her dad was super fucking rich. The dude was buried with fucking like full military honors and fucking in Israel and Jerusalem or whatever.
So, Jew money. That's
some
right.
fucking money. Yeah. Yeah, he was essentially a Mossad agent.
Well, then maybe I'm surprised she's not better connected, able to stay off the fucking grid longer.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, like I just hope they fucking burn that bitch at the stake. I mean, she's so fucking gross. She was participating in the abusing of the kids as well as setting everything up.
No,
so she wasn't just a setup. She was
actively
fucking some of the children too. Yeah.
Yeah, she was actively recruiting and, again, at least occasionally participating.
Yeah, and participating in the sex. So it's like, I fucking wish. I just wish it was as simple as her fucking announcing the names in the court square and then people just go out and hang these fuckers from fucking the nearest street lamp.
Yeah, mob justice wasn't all bad.
Yeah, like, because it's this huge network of fucking children they molested, you know? It's like...
Yeah.
And it's so fucking weird to hear... Like, some of these people just became like her. Because he was he was running it sort of like a pyramid scheme. So, some of these chicks, in order, like, obviously would have been up on charges as well. Because they're saying, it was the worst thing I ever did, but then I went back and I brought my friends 6 times.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was 6 different friends that they brought to fucking, deal with the same shit because they were making money. And it's like, well... Maybe you should fucking serve a little time too. Like the ones who are truly victims, obviously not. But the people who were like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking recruit another 12 girls.
Yeah. I was saying it's a chain letter, but how many people are old enough to remember chain letters?
It's similar to a chain letter, but yeah, it definitely was run like a pyramid scheme. It was like the fucking what's that fucking
Stench Trevor's old enough, I bet.
Oh, I'm trying to think of that fucking makeup company that gives you the pink fucking car.
Oh, Avon?
Avon, yeah, it's like Avon fucking calling, man.
Yeah.
It's like this dumb bitch bought a whole bunch of shit thinking she was going to sell it to her friends, and now she can't do it, so she's going door to door and tricking other bitches into buying more, you know?
Right. Should have passed it off. Yeah, because they fucking have you buy a lot. Well, I don't know about Avon, but fucking, like that LuLaRoe, that clothing one, like, you have to do like $5,000 a month or some shit. Like, it's fucking vicious.
Well, you got to make a $5,000 of month sales quota? Damn.
Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. And they just send you random shit in random sizes, too. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you fucking pick it out and they send it. They send the shit to you and then you have to sell it.
Basically, really give you whatever the fuck they found and they're like, good luck, buddy.
Sell all this or else. Yeah, Cutco. There's like a knife company called Cutco that's like that. Primerica for fucking like term life insurance shit.
Yep.
You ever been approached by anybody from Primerica?
No.
I would think you'd be the type.
No, I
basically
did.
In sales, it's a fucking kind of a running joke between salespeople. They constantly approach salespeople. For pretty obvious reasons.
No, I'm not a salesperson, believe it or not. I briefly did sales once, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was just the way the company ran it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the way you described it, I wouldn't have been able to fucking stick with it either.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking... Well, it explains the guys that always would fucking show up to work every morning, pour a bowl full of Cheerios, and then pour a fucking beer on it. Not the little cans, but the tall boys. You know, when 16 ounces was a lot...
Holy shit, dude. That's fucking amazing.
That was it was the most depressing fucking thing to watch an old man do every morning.
Wow.
Rotten Silence has never heard of Goop. I assume Goop is another pyramid thing.
What?
Rotten Silence says Goop. I guess I think that's another pyramid thing.
Gwyneth Paltrow shit. Dude.
Oh, okay, Gwyneth Paltrow's pyramid shit. Okay.
Yeah, if you've never seen the JonTron videos about Goop, dude, they're fucking pretty funny.
I'll have to check that out. JonTron's fucking funny. That's actually.
Yeah, he really is, dude. Out of all those fucking like anybody that's super popular like that, almost all of them suck. But JonTron is actually legitimately a funny dude.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Beast. I don't know if you know who Mr. Beast is.
Nah.
He's a little more for the younger because my son watches him, but I've watched his videos. He seems like a genuinely good dude and pretty entertaining. He bought like $600,000 worth of fireworks, fucking set them all off. Yeah.
Oh, he has like a good 45 minutes on Goop. Damn. All right.
Yeah, he goes in depth, dude. Well, it's fucking insane because Gwyneth Paltrow has obviously lost. I don't think she was ever in touch with the common person. But if she ever was, she definitely has lost touch, dude, a long time ago.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow's out of her fucking mind. She made a candle that smells like her vagina. Like, who the fuck wants a pussy-smelling candle?
Oh, fuck.
Who the fuck says, man, you know what would be a really nice scent for a candle? Pussy. I'm just going to light that shit, my whole house is going to smell like pussy.
How much you want to guarantee her pussy does not smell as good as she thinks it does?
I don't think it really matters whose pussy it is. I think it would be just as bad if it was dick. If it was like, hey, we're gonna make the whole house smell like penis, it'd be like, no, that's also gross.
Right. Oh fuck, dude! Like I don't mind it if I'm eating it, but dude, I don't want to fucking smell it any other time.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like pussy is bad. It's just there's a time and a place.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Special occasions.
Just fucking this candle smells like my pussy.
Smell and or taste pussy.
Fucking you crazy bitch. You out your fucking mind. People bought that shit too. Oh fuck, whatever. I had a vacuum cleaner door-to-door sales company try to fucking they were running like a thing where they claimed it was an indoor retail job. Like you weren't even like supposed to be doing sales.
Right.
And so I showed up, and this motherfucker starts giving me the whole thing, and I'm like, Well, I could just walk out now, or I could see how many interviews I get out of this. Just so I kept doing interviews. This guy wanted me to be running a fucking crew out of a van. I just kept looking at him like, wow, that sounds really neat. At the end, I was just like, fuck you. And just walked out the fucking door.
Amway, that's another one.
Amway, yeah.
Amway's another one, dude. I've gotten approached by all those fucking people. And some of them, like the Amway one, I actually got approached before I ever did sales. Like a guy just stopped. What the fuck were we doing? It's like mini golf or something. I was wearing like my fucking Dominic Hasek Buffalo Sabres jersey. He was like, "Hey, you from Buffalo? You from New York?" And then hit me up for the fucking Amway Quick Star fucking spiel. I'm like,
oh, it's gonna be even better if you're like actually a salesman. Like if you've done a lot of sales work, then you can like recognize the pitch.
Oh,
when you're being snowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had heard the Primerica thing before, and it was right around the time Punk'd came out with Ashton Kutcher on MTV.
Yeah, I remember.
So basically, that was the coin I phrased. Like I just got Primerica. Everybody's we've all gotten it. They've gotten all of us.
That's bad. I like that though. When everybody else in your industry is like using you as a tagline in a dumb joke.
Right. I was pretty proud of that joke, actually. Fuck you. Oh, fuck. But yeah, like all my friends at Verizon were like, yeah, they got me too. You wasted like a fucking half hour of my life, you assholes.
It's like the whole thing is fucking dumb. Like the Primerica is dumb,
any
the
kind
fucking...
Of, any kind of pyramid scheme is fucking bullshit, dude.
Oh man, Rotten Sound smells fucking bacon and fire-scented candles. Like either or, like bacon or fire-scented. You gotta admit, the fucking bacon one sounds kind of good.
Yeah, what do you mean by fire? Do you mean like a campfire? Fire? Yeah, that'd be good. Like a pine, pine smells really good. Cedar, obviously. But
he's made bacon candles. Wow.
So he basically just rendered fat and stuck a wick in it.
Hey, that's how they used to make candles, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man. All I know is, like, I've tried the regular scented candles you buy. Like, they're like, oh, it smells like snickerdoodles. And it's like, nah, this is just terrible fucking smelly gross.
Yeah.
But I have a real issue with scents. I can't walk down the cleaning aisle without, like, holding my nose.
Oh, wow.
It makes my eyes water, man.
I went up to the reservation by cigarettes. Hopefully my last pack. I've been taking Chantix for almost a month. And I walk in there, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, even through my cigarette-dulled senses, I can smell the cleaning, because I can't normally smell shit like that.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because when you smoke, your nose is a little deader, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I remember the first time I quit, I was like out by the pool, like go take my son swimming or whatever, and I'm like, you guys smell that? There's like a lot of. I smell the chlorine, and I'm like, yeah, that's how it normally is. Like, if you didn't, it's because you quit smoking. Dude. That had to be explained to me. Like, you can normally smell chlorine around a pool.
It's also like you tend to sweat less when you stop smoking.
Right.
You don't break out into a sweat as easily.
Yeah, a bunch of bad shit.
I think you end up actually coughing more, like, not in general, but when you're, like, around a campfire than you used to. Because when you're a smoker, you're kind of used to a little bit of smoke, so you kind of hang out by the campfire, and it doesn't really fuck you up as bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when you, like, go back to smoking, you feel that burn, like, it's actually, like, painful. But that, I never say that goes away.
You know what? I think I never quit long enough in my attempts before I actually quit for it to be like really going away or back from the cigarettes.
Right.
Like I would quit for a day or two and just be like, nah, this isn't gonna fucking work. Nope.
Yeah. Dude.
But now that I have totally quit, there's no fucking way I'd go back. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. No, I've quit twice and I still managed to go back to it. So. Third time's a charm, I guess. Yeah. Because yeah, you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna a little fucking black and mild. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it becomes go 2 or 3 days, smoke another one. Then the next day you smoke another one. The next day you're smoking two, and within a week you're fucking smoking a fucking full pack again.
Yeah, you get back to a pack a day. Man, I was at a pack a day, man. That was so much. Or if I went out drinking before I stopped drinking, I'd be like a pack and a half of easy. Maybe 2.
Yeah, you're almost chain smoking when you're fucking drunk, dude. Jesus Christ. Or acid. You better have at least 2 packs if you're going to be fucking frying and smoking.
Oh, I never did. I never smoked when I was on acid, actually.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's the fucking tracers you get from it, and then, like, if you ever actually stared at the fucking cherry and the fucking... You know what I mean? Because you're on acid.
I can fucking imagine it, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, just staring at your cherry and like, oh, look, a little's dark, a little's light, bright. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating in that state of mind.
It would be, yeah. It's burning. There's noise associated.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you're sitting down and like you watch your hand, you put your hand up to your mouth to smoke it, and like it's at your mouth, and then your hand is still on your leg. And then, the fucking shit comes back into your hand, the fucking tracer. Like, there's that much of a delay. Yeah, if you have good enough acid, I guess. Because, yeah, I'd literally, like, go up like that and, like, my hand's still there.
It's all about how the acid affects you, though, right? I mean...
Huh?
It's all about how the acid affects you, though. Sometimes it hits one way, sometimes it hits another way. Some people it hits one way, some people it hits another way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I imagine it'd be fun because, I could look in the mirror and it never bothered me. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Did you stare for a long time? Because I could look in the mirror for about 5 seconds on it.
No, I sat in the fucking bathroom looking in the mirror for a good hour.
Jesus Christ, dude. No, I couldn't look directly at anything, much less my own face. Because it'd be fine for about 5, maybe 10 seconds. But then shit would start warping. Even if I was looking at a wall or it didn't matter what.
The fucking house I was living in had old windows. Where they're like thick at the bottom and thin at the top, and they're all fucking weird.
Oh, right.
I must have spent maybe 75% of my time just walking around looking out the windows. Just staring through, watching the fucking fence in the front yard, because it had a white picket fence with a little fucking, the little weird oval door thing at the end of the fence where, like, it's a waist-high fence everywhere, and then there's just this tall-ass fucking arch you gotta walk through.
Oh, right.
And I just watched through the windows as it just swam around and turned into circles and fucking...
Yeah.
Ooh.
And we had a, at our old house here, we had a, one of those big bushy trees. It was like a tree that was like, it was definitely a tree, but it like branched out like a bush does. So it was like maybe 20 feet tall, but about 50 feet wide or 40 feet wide or something. Like it was wider than it was tall. And for some reason, like there's nothing red anywhere in there, but I would see all these red dots in it. And then staring at it long enough, it looked like it was getting like closer and closer. Yeah. Or the tree in the next neighbor's yard would do the same thing. It would start looking like it was getting closer and closer. Like it looked like it was on this side of the fence, like on our side of the fence. So yeah, it was pretty weird shit. But some people see like full-blown hallucinations. People, animals, that kind of shit. I never saw that. But no, me neither. I never really got into either.
I thought the botch dots on the road, like those dots in the middle of the road where it's like one lane is passing but the other's solid, so it's like 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1.
Right.
Those kind of reminded me of like the cartoon style crocodile where like the nose sticks out and the eyes stick out. But I didn't actually see a crocodile. Like there wasn't a hallucination. It was just like, oh, that's kind of like how the cartoons are. Ooh, this is great.
Dude, I remember the first time I dropped acid. We were at some park and shit, just walking around. But then we left. It was nighttime, and we're heading out to I think we were going to my house probably. And as we're driving, I was like, why do those headlights look so weird? Like, what the hell's going on with those headlights? And my friend was like, dude, you're frying. What's going on? You're not acid, dude. That's why they look like that.
You're on heavy drugs, motherfucker. Why the fuck you ask that question?
Oh, yeah, this is about as fucking intense as drugs get, dude.
Hey. Changing the subject entirely. That video you posted of the dude GTA 5ing those fucking idiots in the road.
Yeah.
First, I don't feel bad for them. Like, it's a brutal video to watch. I don't feel bad for the people he hit. I'd like, you shouldn't fucking be standing out on the road, dummy.
Yeah, exactly.
Rude as fuck. But it was Satan and satire driving the car apparently, because it was a white supremacist that was black that drove the car. So it was a white man. He was a white supremacist. Yeah, it turns out just a black dude. Had enough of that shit.
Although that is funny how they did not mention the races of the people involved.
Yeah, no. Initially they said, "Yeah, it's racism," but then they were like,
and they hit black people. They definitely would have mentioned that they hit black people, white driver. But because it was the other way around, they're just like, "Oh, protesters got hit by some guy."
Well, initially they said it was white supremacy driven, but then they realized, and then they scrubbed all that off the internet and came out with a different story. I'm sure.
They realized it was a black dude. They're like, "Oh, nope."
Yeah, and I heard that from Styx, and he's pretty fucking reliable as far as sources of that go. Like he doesn't make that shit up or fucking exaggerate it. He's very fact based.
Yeah, he definitely usually does his research, and he definitely doesn't.
Yeah, I may not always agree with his conclusions.
He might be mistaken, but he's not lying.
Yeah, I may not always agree with the conclusions he reaches with the information he has, but I don't doubt that he's telling you the absolute truth when he's giving you information.
Yeah, exactly.
Turish is Uncle Ruckus Jr.
Oh, fuck. Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, Rotten Silence is a firebug, too.
Right.
Burning stuff is the fun, slow destruction of an object as it slowly turns black charcoal and the smell. Just like, all right, man. I wonder gaming has got to be sleeping by now. I'm sure. I don't know how many. When did that guy find time to sleep? Because he seems like he's always streaming.
Yeah, it seems like. Sorry, my son was asking me something there. But yeah, it seems like he's like in a manic period of some sort.
Oh man, I don't know. He seemed pretty like mellowed out when I was on last night with him and Satan.
Yeah, but yeah, he definitely does seem to be streaming like fucking constantly, dude. Yeah. Good for him, I guess.
Hey, hopefully he's building an audience, man. I know he's fucking doing it. You know, trying it. Like,
yeah, he's definitely trying. He's definitely invested in, wanting that to be his career or whatever.
Putting in the work.
Which is probably why he doesn't show up around here anymore. Because
yeah,
we're not helping him accomplish that. That's for fucking sure. We don't do that kind of thing here.
Oh man, Rotten Silence says he probably doesn't sleep for the week.
Yeah, or maybe we should start doing that, what everybody seems to be doing now, and like recording it and then premiering it at a time when people are actually, awake to watch it.
Awake, yeah. But then you can't get like interaction with the actual people that are watching. Which is kind
well, you could do both. You could like actually do it live, and then because nobody's gonna, not likely to search this out and fucking. But they might.
I can eliminate our audience. I'll just start occasionally streaming karaoke from fucking VR chat, and they'll just be like, "Peace."
Oh man. Yeah. This is doomed to fucking obscurity. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I kind of think we're probably safer that way, man. I don't think you can really make money off of this kind of shit anymore. And they fucking
Yeah,
destroy
that's
your life
true.
now if they hear you say the wrong fucking thing. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. If we
fucking
had any
insanity.
popularity, it would not take anybody long to go back through the library of ours and find us saying some fucked up shit that would get us banned. So yeah, it
Yeah.
probably is for the best.
Because people don't understand the fucking concept of a goddamn joke anymore.
Did you
It's
guys say?
like we were joking around about like simp. Simp is basically we've lost all fucking meaning. You know, thought, simp, beta, alpha. These are all kind of terms that are basically at this point just orbiter. There's the other one.
Nazi, bigot.
Yeah, and
There's a
it's
lot of
yeah,
words.
I was gonna say, and then it also applies to all the fucking like racism, Nazi, bigot,
Yeah.
all the ists.
Yeah. No, if you hear those, you almost think you're probably doing something right. If somebody's calling you a Nazi, for sure you're probably okay. You know what I mean? You're probably doing something right.
Yeah, exactly,
The
exactly.
bigot, sexist shit, maybe not so much, but still probably the same situation. You're probably fine.
Yep. I mean, it's I don't know, man. I'm worried. I'm worried that we're not gonna be able to go back. It's not gonna swing back the other way to get back to. Well, I'm worried that if it does swing back, it'll swing too far, but or it won't swing
Yeah.
far enough, and it'll just keep swinging further and further towards fucking communism.
Yeah. Although I still think it's still a pretty like they've definitely infiltrated places strategically as far as like education and
Yeah.
that kind of shit. But I still don't think there's a huge segment of the population.
Oh no, no.
Um,
The silent majority is very much against that stuff.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking needs to happen is the silent majority needs to stop being silent and voice the fact that they don't agree with this stupid shit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't, again, I think Sticks and others have mentioned this, but tech guys don't really give a fuck what politics are. They're doing what they think most people
they've
like
built these
believe in.
echo chambers, so they think that that's what people really want.
Yeah, yeah, and the real fact is that those people are just loud and obnoxious and try to get people banned in a way that the other side, it still does too, but not nearly at the same fucking level.
It
And
never
again, a
used to
lot
be
of
the
people
case,
stay
but now it's become the
silent.
case because people are just getting to fucking like desperate.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I don't even really blame the fucking guys on the right for being like, "Fuck you, we're gonna do the same shit to you you're doing to us."
Yeah.
Like that bitch from Yale that was fucking crying that she got fired from her dream job for saying. Did you see that?
No, that's fucked up.
Yeah, because she was complaining about people saying all lives matter. She was saying something like, and it was a decent analogy, but she was still, it still could be, construed as a threat. She was like, next person that says that, I'm gonna fucking stab you, and then I'm gonna show you my paper cut and say, yeah, these are equal. These are the
That's not a
same.
threat. That's a
And
fucking. That's obviously
I know,
fucking
but
exaggeration for the sake of making a
yeah,
point.
yeah,
And
exactly.
anybody who says different is a fucking
Still, it's
moron or
something that if
lying.
it was done the other way, they would fucking
Yeah.
hammer him for, and she got hammered for it.
Yeah. Oh, for
You know.
sure.
So there was a certain poetic justice in the fact that, yeah, that meaning, nobody could realistically construe it as a fucking threat, but she got fired from her job for it the way a lot of the fucking people on the left would have.
Yeah.
And on the
Honestly, I
right,
cannot
whatever.
wait until somebody does what I've been saying they should for years about getting fired. Is sue for unpaid wages. If
Right,
you're an
right,
hourly worker, they can't expect you to be doing work when you're not getting paid. They
right.
can't claim that the hours you've already worked and gotten paid for, they can't claim that that pay is for other hours off the clock as well, of being
Yeah,
required to follow these rules. And it's like, if I'm required to follow your rules, you're required to pay me.
yeah.
And I want to see it. I think that's going to be a perfectly valid case. I think that person will probably get a fairly decent amount of money, and the company will end up looking real dumb and not saving face at all.
Yeah, that is pretty surprising that like a lawyer hasn't approached any of these people to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
'Cause,
know,
yeah,
man.
that does
I think it'd be
Okay.
worth the point. I think it would be worth making the point. At least try it once.
Yeah, it would only take once for it to work for fucking companies to stop firing people for shit they say off the clock.
Ooh, Rotten Silence makes a good comment. Eventually, all words will lose meaning, and all humor will be banned, and humans will just turn into emotional husks. The way it's going now. I think that's it's like people are so afraid to have conversations and disagree, and it's silly.
Yeah, if you say anything, fucking. That's what amazes me is like a lot of it's not threats. It's just disagreeing and saying something that they're going to pretend is awful when it's just a different opinion.
Abortion. I don't think abortion should be used for anything other than saving the life of the mother. I just don't think that's something that should be done. I think you're murdering people.
Yeah, I disagree, but I get your point. But yeah, it would be like if you're, you say that and they're like, oh, he's a fucking, that's evil. A women's fucking body or her, choice. Fire
what
this
if
guy.
It's a female baby.
Then it's
what about the female baby's woman's body?
Seniority rules, I guess.
It's like I'm happy to accept that there are more than two genders. I'll be happy to accept that there's more than two genders when they can prove that it takes 3 to make a baby.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Fucking right to choices, whichever ones they are. I had to fucking think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with people being transgender and all that shit. Like, whatever, that's fine. But there's two genders. And if you want to pretend to be a woman and dress like a woman, or you want to like go through surgery to be a woman and dress like a woman, go for it. It's not my fucking concern.
Yeah. Although again, doing it to kids is fucking.
No, it's unacceptable. No one should ever be able to make that decision for somebody else.
Yeah, you should have to be an adult. I think you should still have to go through at least a couple of years as an adult before you can do it. I think
you
like
should,
20,
you should
21.
be under the care of a therapist.
Yeah.
That's true. You should be undergoing the care of a therapist, and the therapist should be the one who decides when to authorize a surgery.
Yeah, although that's tough because they might just go, doctor shopping.
I mean, there's always going to be recourse if the therapist is fucking around. The person can bring that up in front of a board and have them reviewed, and they can go through, courts and sue and all that other stuff. So, I mean, it's not like there wouldn't be any method of redress should somebody be corrupt in the system and, like, preventing people from getting what they needed.
Yeah, or I was thinking more the other way of being too lenient on the...
Either way, Either way, because people can come back and file a grievance saying he clearly knew it wasn't the case, and he waited and... Oh, Rotten Silence says 25 is a good time. Like, there has to be 25. That sounds pretty reasonable, man.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, 25 is when they say that the rational part of your brain is finally completely developed.
Yeah. Obviously the therapist as well, like he says, but it's just, 25 sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you really understand at 18 the level of commitment you're talking about there. I really don't.
Well, especially, remember that one case where the fucking dad was talking to the kid, and the kid was basically indicating that he thought he was a girl because his mom told him he was a girl. Like, it seemed like he was essentially coached into...
he's clearly being brainwashed.
By this dude's ex-wife. So, yeah, that shit's fucking scary.
And that lady was clearly doing it in order to, like...
Yeah, for political...
And for business purposes. It was just like, oh, that was the grossest thing.
Yeah, fucking A. Just be a fucking stage mom, dude. That's harmful enough. Making your kid fucking, transition.
It sounds like Munchausen by proxy, almost.
Right. Fuck. Civilization sucks.
Dude, for sure.
Oh, Jesus. What's the other thing I was looking at? My rant about the Umbrella Academy. That was fucking fun. That thing still has me a little perplexed. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. Anybody in the chat that has seen the Umbrella Academy, I am genuinely interested in what you guys think of it. So sound off if anyone has.
I saw it. I liked it, but I think I'm a lot more capable of just blocking out the dumb shit.
Well, no, the acting was again fucking horrible, in my opinion. Other than again, Ellen Page did pretty well, up till the
I
very end.
liked the kid who was the old man. I thought that was really fun. That was the only thing I really liked as far as acting, I think.
The which one? Oh, the old guy.
Yeah, the old man who was a little kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was pretty good too, actually.
He was one I really liked in that whole show. I honestly didn't give a shit about any of the other characters.
The other thing I had a problem with is any kind of fucking change, or well, not change, but I don't know. The plot twists were like a little too convenient. Like it was like, well, that wasn't really enough to cause that change. Like that kind of shit happened a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, this is shitty writing. Like you could have come up with a better way of fucking that transition than just, well, this is happening because of this tiny thing. And yeah, that was the kind of bugged me. Like I said, most of the actors were fucking horrible. Like I said, Ellen Page was pretty good. The little kid was okay. The dude that played the junkie was fucking horrible. The guy that was half ape or whatever, he was not.
Well, I think great. Hollywood's portrayal of the junkie in general is so over the top and unrealistic. In a lot of ways, like they always portray it as like this person who's just lost everything and living in the gutter, and it's like, yeah, for some people.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, they haven't reached that yet, or that's just not somewhere they're going to end up. You know, it's like. I think it's more interesting when they portray them as like a person who still has a job and it just can't like these little things instead of these big drastic ones. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole thing was. Well, the thing I found fascinating was, I definitely enjoy the "it's so bad it's good" kind of movies, but that wasn't what was happening here. But I was like hating it, but I still couldn't stop watching it, and it definitely was not "it's so bad it's good" thing in my mind. But I still couldn't stop watching it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what was fucking more than anything.
Compelling is definitely a term you use for it.
I'm not enjoying how bad this is, but I still can't stop watching it.
Yeah,
and I saw everything coming too. I'm like, I know this bitch is, I know what's going to happen with the Ellen Page character. I know that her, was going to happen with her fucking newfound boyfriend. Like everything that was going to happen was pretty fucking obvious to me.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I guess, the other thing. I don't know about you, but wasn't it pretty obvious what was going to happen with that?
I don't remember if it was or wasn't. So, but I mean, probably. But then there's so much it's like that now anyway. Like,
yeah. I guess it was a whole bunch of shit, but yeah. Like
you kind of saw all of that coming. I want to say, but I don't remember it being amazing. It certainly wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, Rod Silence says it was kind of meh.
The guy just called it a movie. My bad.
It's a movie. Just so they broke it up into episodes, it's still a fucking movie, dude.
Yeah. Rod Silence saw it.
Because Netflix breaks shit up into episodes. It's an episodic. I'm gonna call it an episodic TV show, a mini series.
Yeah, mini series.
It's a fucking movie, dude. I was curious about the comics, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'm glad you brought that up.
A lot of interest.
I'm like, the comics can't be this shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, they were written before like the SJW era, so they were still writing for good story and not for like we got to send this specific message.
Right.
They were all didactic.
Yeah. And their powers sucked.
Yeah, some of them were fucking dumb. But I thought that was interesting. Okay, so not that they really made it that interesting in the show, but to me, it was interesting to see a movie where not all the powers were amazing. Like some people got like just weird shit, Like, all right, that doesn't make much fucking sense, but whatever. Like, yeah, it makes it feel more realistic almost in a way, you know?
Mm.
Not everybody who gets
guess.
superpowers turns out to be Superman. It's you know, sometimes there's just like a real fucking weird one in there.
Right.
Like, this guy makes perfect sushi.
I guess, because like the one guy was just like he could see ghosts, right? I mean, it developed into more than that, obviously.
Yeah, I think it developed into basically ghosts, he being able to power ghosts up or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, for the longest time, you could just see him, and he was basically using drugs and alcohol to not see him.
Which, if you think about it, does that make him a junkie, or does that just make him like bad at self-treatment? You know?
Yeah, well, yeah. Most junkies and alcoholics are trying to numb away something. Yeah, it's not generally ghost, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why it bugged me. That's why that's what I find confusing about the whole thing is the fact I couldn't stop watching it, even though I wasn't enjoying watching it.
What the fuck? Yeah. Rotten Silence is the junkie, if I remember, turns out to be Jesus or something, and they fight a giant statue of Abraham Lincoln in the comics. That actually sounds pretty fucking crazy. Like, very appealing. Better.
Did they ever explain why the kid couldn't travel? Was he just not able to travel back from traveling forward in time, or what? Because he seemed to be doing it really easily in the scene where that happened, right? He was just, whoosh, I'm in this era, whoosh, I'm in this era. And then all of a sudden he just, couldn't go back? You know what I mean? Like, he was doing it, it seemed pretty effortlessly. But then, the third or fourth time, he just couldn't anymore.
If I remember, there were a lot of weird inconsistencies like that, where you were like, I'm not sure that really works.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that was the main thing that was bugging me, is they were not explaining shit, and shit was changing with very little fucking, impetus for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't the best thing I ever saw. I enjoyed it. I some of the stuff I thought was kind of fun. Just like the hairy ape body thing. Like, that shit was fucking, so weird. None of that made any sense at all. It was just fucking, what?
Yeah, and again, it wasn't really that much of a shock, because you're like, oh, this guy will not take his costume off. There's obviously
and he
something
looks
weird
freakishly large for no apparent reason.
Yeah, from the legs up. He looks like a steroid guy. Again, big and buff up top, and then tiny fucking regular size legs.
Yeah, it was very really? Alright.
Yeah, and the whole people controlling time shit.
Yeah. I thought that could have been a really interesting thing that wasn't interesting.
They should have made it where there were other species involved. That would have made a little more sense why they would be okay with letting the human race die out.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
You know what I mean? Like, you're all fucking human, and you're okay with the fucking humanity.
Wasn't it that after the species died out, for the most part, they came back better?
Not that I remember.
Led into way further into the future that they were better humans or something.
I may
or was
have
it
missed
just
that.
the whole thing? Oh yeah, but there's a lot of villains in a lot of shit where you're like, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
But yeah,
the only person
that
I
sense.
saw,
no, there's no other species.
Growing up in the future is that bitch from the, time.
Or it's angels trying to bring about the fucking final battle, or something like that, or demons.
I don't remember anything like that, dude.
No, it could have been.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah,
the concept there was very interesting and could have been a lot more interesting if they'd done a lot more with it.
Yeah. Like I said, angels and demons, or again, it was a bunch of different species from different planets were involved, or galaxies, whatever. That would kind of make sense, but they're all human. Why would they just be okay? Why wouldn't they? They're obviously okay with fucking with shit in time, right? So why not Why would you fucking try to fix anything else if you're just
Yeah.
going to allow that to happen and let the fucking humanity die out? That's such a huge fucking paradox, and it's ridiculous. It's pretty fucking absurd. Like, why would you bother with any of the shit
The
if
part
that's
that
just
doesn't
what's going
make
to end up
any
happening?
sense is there's no motivation.
Right.
There's
Right.
nothing that
Exactly.
they get out of killing all of humanity.
Yeah.
They don't get
Yeah.
money, they don't get fame, they don't get sex, they don't get satisfaction. It makes no goddamn sense.
Right. Cha-Cha and Hazel were much more like the Joker and Harley Quinn in the comics, torturing the doubt place for the rest. I don't know what that means. Am I reading that wrong? Or did it says torturing the doubt place for the recipe?
Probably
I don't
stuff
know
that
what that
made
means.
sense in the comics but doesn't make sense in
Oh,
reference to the show.
or I'm hoping that's a typo because that kills JFK. Oh yeah, that's right. In the fucking show, he doesn't kill him, but he dies anyway. Like JFK obviously dies anyway. Like he's right on the grassy knoll, but then he doesn't kill him. It's fucking dumb, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It just seemed like really shitty writing, dude.
Yeah, the
Like
more
lazy.
you talk about it, the more I remember. It was entertaining. I kind of liked it, but yeah, there were a lot of weird things that just didn't really fucking jibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially at the end. Well, good. Nobody's watching, and apparently that hasn't seen it, so I can go through it. If he was gonna fucking stick her in that cage, like if you're gonna decide to, that she's too powerful to be roaming free, wouldn't you just kill her? I know she's your sister and it's not her fault and all that shit, but putting her in the cage like that is gonna again inspire her to do exactly what she did. Like either kill her or fucking let her go free.
I think the
At that,
killing her part is the one you do. I honestly
yeah,
me
yeah,
personally, I don't see a way around it.
yeah.
Anybody who has the power to do what that person can do, and is that clearly emotionally unstable,
Mm-hmm.
there's just no reason you don't kill that person ever. You kill that person.
Yeah.
It's like this person can kill everybody on the planet, and they're incredibly emotionally unstable and prone to doing like fucking impetuous things.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, and she switched her mindset like way fucking easy. That was the other thing that kind of bugged me.
Wait, the
Her
leader of
little
the
move.
time travel people is a fish?
Oh, in the
In the comics,
comic?
I imagine.
I don't remember a fish in the show, or did I miss that too?
No, I think he means in the comics.
Okay.
I don't think they even really got into the leader of the time travel people in the show.
Mm. No, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Rumor was a much more powerful in the comics, being a
her?
nigh godlike reality bender. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of this
Okay.
stuff made more sense in
She's
the
like a
comics, it
Scarlet
sounds
Witch,
like.
just like how the Scarlet Witch is in the comics.
Yeah. It sounds honestly like if you really want a good story, the comics is where you should go, and they probably should have left it a lot more like the comics in the fucking show.
Yeah. Yeah, although, and I
Well,
understand why they leak shit out sometimes. Although, again, yeah. If it's
I
a
think
fucking leader
people
with a
are so
fish
into
from some
comics
other
at this
planet.
point. Comics are just so big at this point. I genuinely think people would be willing to take a lot more of the weird shit. In fact, I think they would enjoy it even more than the stuff that they could put out now that's very Disney-esque. Disney.
Yeah,
Disney
well, I
has
was
its
curious
place,
about
but
that. I was curious about that with the whole Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War shit. Like, I kind of understood, like having introducing Mistress Death into the cinematic universe would have been a little tough, but maybe it would have. I mean, that was a good, pretty decent fucking set of movies anyway, I guess. Um, but it would have been interesting to see how they worked that in and how that would have kind of worked out in an actual movie as opposed to the comics. You know what I'm talking about, or no?
I don't really know. I mean,
Okay, yeah. You've seen the Infinity War movies, right?
okay, seen the Infinity Wars.
Okay. Yeah. So Thanos is in love with Mistress Death. That's the reason he's doing all this shit, is to try to impress her, essentially.
Oh, so it's not just
Um,
this nonsense about like I want to make sure there's enough for everybody.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah. It
I'm gonna
doesn't
get
make
me some
sense. As you
fucking
pointed out,
ethereal
he could
pussy.
have. Yeah, yeah. In fact, that's why he made Deadpool immortal. Was because Mistress Death was in love with Deadpool, and if he couldn't die, they couldn't ever
Oh,
really
and
be
then they couldn't
together.
fucking be together. Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's actually kind of fun.
uh,
And it's more interesting.
yeah, yeah. But again, and Mistress Death would be a tough one in an actual movie, I think. But maybe not. But yeah, it makes a lot more sense because you pointed it out. Why did he have to kill half the people instead of just doubling the resources?
Yeah.
But no, she literally tells him to kill half the people. Like that's the main thing. Because at one point he's doing all this other shit and then goes back and she has to have somebody speak for her for some reason. Like he can't speak directly to her. And the guy was like, "You haven't even done what she asked you to do." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to kill half the people." And he does the finger snap and kills half the fucking people or half the sentient beings.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. Can you fucking imagine that? Like, I don't think the movie did justice to like how fucking brutal and
Yeah, wiping out,
terrifying and
wiping out.
yeah, and fucking just would knock the shit out of the world, man.
Yeah, out of the entire universe, dude. Jesus. Again, it's not
True,
just
yeah,
Earth.
true. It
It's
would
literally
be
half of the living beings.
yeah, no, I know it was the rest of the universe too, but I think that it's just like, man, how fucking destroyed the world would be over that.
Yeah, if literally essentially half the people
They're just
are
gone.
just gone. Yeah. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, Turris in the last 20 years, Marvel's had a lot of great strides and storylines, and a lot of really bad ones, real stinkers. But yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that there's a lot of stuff that they could put in the shows and stuff that it wouldn't be as Disney, but it would be a lot more entertaining. I think everything is slowly getting shifted into like Disney style, and it's like we can't even have anything even remotely risque or
Yeah.
you can't
Actually,
even
there
like
was a
put
lot.
things in even if you're portraying them as bad because they're too bad for people to see. Like it's a scary place.
Yeah. But as you're saying, in the last 20 years, been decent ones. When I first got into comics, there was a lot of really good storylines, man. Back in the fucking 90s, like early 90s.
There was a lot of really cool shit going on in the cartoons, in the comics, and
yeah, the Inferno storyline would be an interesting one to see with modern CGI. You could probably pull it off pretty well. The Fall of the Mutants, the Mutant Massacre / Fall of the Mutants. Mr. Sinister would be an interesting. Wait, Mr. Sinister's never been in any of the movies, has he? I don't think he has.
a better Ghost Rider. Thomas brought up
I
that
actually
Ghost Rider
kind of
gave
like
Thanos
him,
a
dude.
boner in the comics when he did the penance stare, but just like a better Ghost Rider, I think would be a fun movie.
I don't know. I kind of liked him, dude.
I
Although I don't
enjoyed
think
them,
I've
but
seen
they
them
were
all.
Nicolas Cage movies,
They were-
and I think if
yeah.
you want to do a Ghost Rider, you can't use Nicolas Cage for that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, fucking Peter Fonda, dude. You could have done something. yeah, definitely could have done better storylines. The guy that played Legion, was it Legion? No, not Legion. Who's the guy?
No, he was Legion at the end because he collected the souls, and that made him Legion.
Yeah, okay.
In the movie,
Yeah.
I don't know how it works in the comics. I just,
Well, in the comics, the only Legion I know of was fucking Xavier's son, or Professor X's son, who was completely fucking lunatic. But he might have been in the Ghost Rider. There must have been a different one because he definitely didn't have anything to do with fucking hell or Satan or anything. So I don't know if that was a different. I never really read the Ghost Rider comics.
well, in the movie, the way it works is he gets that contract at the end, and he collects the souls from it. And then when all the souls fill him up, and he's like 1,000 different people or whatever, then he is Legion. He says, "I am Legion," and shit like that. So it seems more in that respect. It seems more like a rank, and as opposed to like an actual person.
Yeah. Yeah, and Legion, again, the one I'm talking about, Professor X's son, he essentially had multiple personalities. Like there was one,
yeah, and he could do different things based on the personality, I'm guessing.
Yeah, different powers and shit. Or he'd fucking be, helping one side in a battle and then fucking start helping the other side, like weird shit like that.
What was it? They had a similar character in that recent superhero show, the one with the guy who was a robot, and then I can't think of the name of it.
Vision?
No. I don't know if it was Marvel or DC, but it was like Rejects, and they worked with. Oh no, I can't remember the fucking robot guy from Teen Titans. What the fuck?
Oh, Cyborg.
They worked with Cyborg.
Okay.
It was in the DC universe, and it was the lady that turned into a puddle. There was a girl with multiple personalities, and each person. Doom Patrol DC from Turish. Thank you, Turish.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, Mr. Sinister at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. I thought I'd fucking seen Sinister somewhere, Mr. Sinister somewhere in there. A fucking movie. Doctor Doom, dude. Doctor Doom was fucking way more badass in the fucking comics. Oh, the Secret Wars. Aren't they supposed to be making a Secret Wars movie?
Oh, I don't know.
Are you familiar with the Secret Wars from back in the, what was that, 70s or 80s? Well, anyways, it was basically, there was this fucking, this guy called the Beyonder, again, from another dimension or whatever, where essentially it was just him and he was omnipotent or whatever, but then there was like a rip in his universe and he saw into our universe, or the 616 universe. And basically he ends up in Earth and essentially takes like all the superpowered people and the good guys and the bad guys and makes this weird patchwork planet out of a bunch of different sections of Earth. And it's like, you guys fight each other, and whoever wins, everything you want, it will be yours. And they fight. But Dr. Doom managed to fucking beat that guy, beat the fucking omnipotent Beyonder and jack his power from him. Like, that's how badass Doom is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, shit, they made a fucking show with Legion? Yeah, David Haller, yeah, that was his name. Yeah, that reminds me, dude. That fucking comic, I'm pretty sure, is worth a shitload of money now because it was essentially where Venom came from in Secret Wars. That's where that costume came from. Spider-Man's costume was all ripped up, and then there was like this machine that spit out this ball or whatever. And again, that's what bonded to Spider-Man, and that was actually the symbiote or whatever. Huh. That fucking comic, hold on, I gotta look this up because I know it was not particularly valuable for decades. And I'm curious, hold on, I'm gonna fucking look this shit up because it's gotta be worth a lot now. So there were plenty of times, because I had most of the Secret Wars comics, but I did not have that one. But I could have gotten it at any fucking point.
One of those things you look back and regret. You're like, oh, I could have bought that fucking comic.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing as the Giant Size X-Men #1 versus 94, Uncanny X-Men 94. For the longest time, they were both worth about $50. And I had a copy. I don't have a copy of 94 anymore, but I did because that was the one I thought was more important, but it wasn't really the first appearance of all the new X-Men. It was Giant Size #1. And that one, obviously, now is worth a shitload of money. Damn it. I know I've got it in here. Oh, maybe I don't. shit. Okay.
Well, Ron Silence says Doom isn't a villain. He just saw that the only way in which humanity was alive was with him ruling the world.
Yeah, he essentially just didn't trust other people to do it. And that, dude, the name they came up with, like Stan Lee kind of points it out, like Latveria, like that absolutely sounds like it could be a real fucking country.
Yeah. No, it really does fit in. I mean, and it's a more interesting drive. It's a more human and realistic drive, and it kind of shows you the humanity of the villain, which makes it a much more interesting thing to read through, I'm sure. Because if he's just your typical, like, one note, oh, I want to conquer the world because it is my birthright, or some fucking horse shit, then that's who cares.
Oh, wait. Hold on, I gotta find one that's not. Wow, that's still pretty fucking valuable. Oh, shit.
Oh, apparently Venom is only crazy because he bonded with Deadpool instead of Spider-Man first.
Alright. Okay, where's the one with Spider-Man's costume?
And we're at the point where we're valuing comics. Just send pictures.
Yeah, well, I was just
curious.
I didn't want to know. Yeah, I'm just curious. Let's see. No, it's not worth a huge amount. Never mind. 9.2 is worth about 235. I thought it was more than that. Okay. Still, not bad. Let's see which one of these is worth the most.
It's always interesting to go back and look at the things you either had or could have had, and like, man, that's so valuable now. I wish I'd kept a hold of it.
Yeah, or shit that lost its value. Like a shitload of the variant covers. They're like worth a fucking bunch for like, I don't know, 6 months. And then they kind of plummet in value.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Damn it, which one? I have the Spider-Man zombie one. I got a couple of copies of that. I don't remember which episode that was. It's like a zombie variant of one of the Spider-Man issues. Because I remember buying it in the comic shop. I'm like, this looks pretty good. This might be worth something. So I grabbed a couple of copies. Yeah, I'm not gonna look that up. Nobody fucking cares. Damn it. Yeah. Well, no, that's what makes going back to what he said about the bonding with Deadpool, making it a little crazy. That was obviously retcon because I don't think he even. Yeah, Deadpool didn't even exist at that point when they first introduced the symbiote. Yeah, he wasn't in the Secret Wars. Yeah, his first one. Dude, I have like 95% of the entire New Mutants run, except for issue 98 where Deadpool first appeared.
Yeah, damn. Oh, yeah. Ron Silence almost bought Bitcoin. Ooh, that's got to sting a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely...
I did have a few friends of mine that were like, you should buy some Bitcoin.
Yeah, although it seems like it's going to eventually be wiped out by the powers
but I mean, it would have been easy to sell it the first time it started to take a dive off of like the high point, and you'd make a ton of fucking money. Because that's what a lot of people like. I would probably not have kept it after it took its first dive. I'd be like, I'm out, peace.
Yeah, I'm cashing out while the getting's good.
I'm out.
Like I paid like $12 for this, and it's worth like $38,000. Okay. Oh, now it's only worth 30. Okay, I'll go ahead and cash it out and cut my losses.
Yep. But you know, at the end of the day, like there's no way you could know the future. I don't know that it's really worth kicking yourself over that kind of stuff, because it's like, yeah, it would have been huge, but you know, when you made the decision, it could easily have gone either way. You had no way of knowing.
Yeah. No, regret is definitely a pretty worthless feeling. Like, no good can come from it. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think the only good that can come from regret is recognizing in the future that, like, when you have an option to either take that chance or not, it's like, you know what, I'm going to take that fucking chance because I don't want to feel that regret later.
Yeah, if you learn from your mistakes, fucking aim. You're like, all right, well, I won't let that happen.
It's like shame. You know, if it motivates you to stop wanting to feel the shame and to make yourself better and to change yourself for the positive way, then it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know?
Yeah. Unless you're raised Catholic.
Yeah, in which case...
Or Mormon.
In which case, by what, 2, you've already got so much shame, you don't need to have any for the rest of your life of any other kind.
Yeah, Mormons and Catholics. I forget about that. Because, I noticed it in recovery, like, any of the people that had a hard time, like, forgiving themselves for the shit they did while they were using, like ripping people off or, whatever. Every single one of them was raised Mormon or Catholic. And again, obviously, there's going to be exceptions to that, but for the most part, a vast majority of them are going to be Mormon or Catholic.
Mormon and Catholic is like the ultimate in scared straight.
Yeah,
like thinking it's the same basic concept. I mean, it's a lot more complex than scared straight, but it really is a case of like you should feel guilty and shame and we're gonna make you feel terrible if you even think about any of these things that of course you're gonna think about.
Yeah, and again, especially Catholic. I mean, the Roman Catholic fucking shit was set up as a means of control more than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it was essentially adopted as like, okay, let's make them be okay with being slaves if they're slaves, and also, don't fight the powers that be, turn the other cheek. So I think that's a big part of why they instilled that guilt/shame into the fucking equation. It's just make people feel worthless and less likely to fucking revolt.
Oh yeah, you're right. If you're stuck in like a guilt or a shame spiral, you just kind of you don't really do anything useful of any way. It kind of has a tendency to feed into like negative lifestyles.
Yeah, it's pretty good mind ops or psyops. Is that
Psyops.
Yeah, for 2,000 years ago, it's pretty good psyops, dude.
It is
very ahead of their time.
They were much less mysterious back in the day. They very much were like, no, we're gonna do some fucking weird shit. We're gonna fuck people up. They're like brainwash people, torture them, murder them. A lot less restraint.
Seems like that guy in Brazil could probably buy his way out with that much Bitcoin, dude.
Yeah, in Brazil, yeah, for sure. He wanted in Brazil $3,000 in Bitcoin when it was still dirt cheap. Damn. But yeah. Maybe he didn't pay his fucking cocaine fees or whatever. His cocaine taxes. It's like, no, you don't understand. If you want to be rich in Brazil, you got to give us half your fucking money.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And around silence if you know what. Well, I assume you do, but what exactly is he wanted in Brazil for? Oh, here we go. He posted it like right as I said it. Got in trouble with some dictator, like politicians refused to pay him. So because he didn't bribe. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured it was the case.
Yeah, because he didn't believe in government.
Mm.
Well, if I lived in Brazil, I wouldn't believe in the government either, man. I mean, I would believe in it, and I know it exists, but yeah.
And know it's bad.
I'd have no faith in it. That's for sure.
I believe in the quality of prostitutes, thanks to Patrice O'Neill. I believe in the quality of Brazilian prostitutes.
Oh, it's Brazil.
They will really pretend they love you.
Oh, they will pretend they love you. Wow, that's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, no, the way he described it, do you know what I'm talking about? Because he used to go down to Brazil all the fucking time. He was basically explaining it as, like, when you're dealing with a hooker here and pretty much anywhere else, like, the hooker's going to kind of make you feel like a piece of shit. Like, you definitely know you're buying pussy. You definitely know they're selling it. And they're going to kind of make you feel like a piece of shit. Not saying it directly, but you know what I mean?
I don't know, the one
down there, they essentially act like your
really
fucking
weird.
girlfriend. In Brazil, apparently, they literally will pretend that they're your girlfriend, and they're fucking in love with you. And he's like, they're so good at it that you want to give them money. Like, you want to give them even more money than you already are.
Damn. Well, they've realized, like, hey, if I want more money, I got to do this, and it's more beneficial to me if I do this. Well, maybe they're just not sour and nasty fucking bitches. Who knows?
Yeah, it is. It would be kind of interesting to try to figure out what mindset led to that behavior, because it was working.
Yep, I
uh,
mean, you got fucking Patrice putting in like free commercials
nah.
or free
Yeah,
advertising.
no shit. And for someone like him who fucking understands, how most women operate, had a pretty good handle on humanity as a whole.
He was
To
an
be actually
excellent
killing
observer and knowledge of people. Like he really
dude.
fucking got it.
Yeah, really astute into fucking humanity and especially relationships. Yeah, he was fucking really insightful and astute on that shit. Yeah, if you haven't seen the fucking Black Phillip shows, those are fucking inspired. Watch the Cult of Black Phillip. I think there's only about 10 episodes of it, but yeah.
Oh damn.
For those you don't know, he called it Black Phillip because he was essentially calling himself the Black Dr. Phil.
Man, it's so weird. There were so many people I missed comedically because I
Yeah,
was
I
such
did
a self-righteous
not
little prick when
appreciate.
I was younger. I
Yeah, I
was
did
like,
not
that guy's
appreciate Patrice when
mean.
he was.
That guy's mean, and
Mm,
he's kind of racist. I can't watch him.
yeah, but no, I think because the main shit I saw him on was like the Shorties watching Shorty shorts thing they did on Comedy Central. I'm
Oh
like, that
yeah.
looks kind of dumb. That guy must fucking suck. And like, hadn't really seen any of his other shit. Like again, the fucking on his special when he's talking about like women, what would you do to keep your man if you lost your pussy? Like that shit's pretty fucking brilliant, dude. For them
That
to
was
fucking
that was
hang
inspired.
themselves
I
out to
love
dry
how
like that.
like even the women in the room were just like, "Oh shit," and started cracking up because they're like, "Yeah, he's right." Like they
We
just
walked
couldn't be
right
mad
into that,
anymore.
and yeah, you're literally like, holy shit, we really do just consider ourselves a fucking series of holes.
It's crazy.
Uh,
Well, like that's the interesting thing. So it's fascinating to me when you watch the compilations of Japanese TikToks. First of all, just because they come up with some wacky fucking shit, but like their thoughts are just much more like clearly intending to be attractive. Like just their women in general are much more like, no, I want to be attractive to men. That's what I'm.
mhm.
That's very central to their society. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
Although
okay.
I wonder if they're still, because again, that's kind of what women have always been in our society too. But they also knew how to cook and fucking, you know what I mean, the domestic shit. And most of them, a vast majority of them, were okay with that. You know what I mean? Just being a housewife, or I don't want to say just, that's fucked up, but being a housewife, taking care of the fucking house shit, and
It was
looking
a
pretty
full and
for everyone.
equal partnership if a woman was a housewife for a very long time. Because it
Yeah,
involved a lot of
yeah,
other shit. It was like they're not just doing a little bit of light housework and cooking a meal every night. They're like running out and getting the groceries, running the errands, doing the budget, paying the bills,
yeah, yeah,
scheduling and paying repair people to come and fix stuff if they needed fixing, sewing clothing. You know, like they did a lot of shit. It was not some fucking easy job.
yeah. Fucking a.
So,
And now, yeah, they can't be bothered to cook. Barely, fucking uh,
but
claiming. I
there's a whole
remember my
generation of
ex
people that
trying to
just don't know how to
claim,
fucking cook, man.
or complaining about how hard laundry is to do and because my ex would count the time that the fucking washer was running as time that she was doing the laundry or the
Well, yeah,
dryer.
I mean, you gotta be fucking. What? You don't even have to be there while it fucking runs. You can just go leave and then take it out when the fuck ever.
Yeah, it took like almost 4 hours. Okay, how much of that time were you actually doing something as opposed to just waiting for the washer or dryer to be done? Oh, it was about 25, 30 minutes maybe. You know what I mean? It's like fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, entitled bullshit,
It
dude. Of
wasn't
them.
2 hours. It wasn't an hour in the wash and an hour in the dryer and then fucking half an hour to clean it or fold it and put it away and all that.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Giacomo. So John Saker in the chat is Giacomo. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
Oh shit.
he said a black conservative woman said black conservatives don't support feminism because they marry and respect their men. I was like, yeah, I
Oh
don't
man.
know.
Yeah. As long as it wasn't what's her name? The one I hate, Candace Owens. I'm kidding. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
really.
who fucking said it.
I don't really care one way or the other if like the if it's a house husband and or both people work, or the guy works and the woman is just the regular housewife. I don't see any of those as right or wrong. I just think like different people are gonna have different, like, they are gonna benefit by different lifestyles. I don't think that, like, I don't buy the conservative line of it should just be like the housewife and the husband goes out and works and supports everybody, very Christian sort of style thing.
Right.
I do support that. Like, I think marriage is good, and like couples having kids is important, like two parents if possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, yeah, no, black people definitely have a problem with fucking the LGBTQ shit.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
familiar with the abortion part, but yeah, they
and abortion. They're not real fans of
not
abortion either.
exactly cool on that shit. Oh fuck. But yeah, it's fucking pretty crazy.
Oh, I think people need to be a lot more like really actually what the original definition of liberal was. Really, just like you do you, I do me, and unless there's some sort of conflict there, we don't need any sort of standing rules or regulations about it.
Yeah. Although the left has always one thing I've always liked about the Republicans is they're at least officially are supposed to be about smaller government. You know what I mean? Less fucking
You
oversight,
you
that kind
also
of shit.
tend to find the occasional Republican who actually does try to go for that. It's just not very
Yeah,
common
that's what
anymore.
I was saying. It's what they espouse, but not practice that much anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, wants to know if Gateswell went to Carlsbad.
Yeah, I did. I didn't try to score acid or mushrooms like I was initially planning though. So
Yeah,
that
this
kind
is
of
probably not the time to fucking be
probably
trying
could
to
have
get
actually.
anything sneaky.
Maybe if they had a red tide, if they had the bioluminescent fucking algae or whatever that
Oh
shit
yeah,
is.
that would be fun.
Yeah, if there was a
Fuck.
bloom or whatever you call going on,
Oh,
I might have been
LSD at that.
severely tempted. Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You just sit there
but
on the
no,
fucking beach and your brain would melt.
yeah, no shit. Yeah.
In all the right
Although I was
ways.
with my mom and son, so that would have been a little awkward. You know what I mean? I would have to be fucking hanging out with them.
With your son?
Yeah, well, my mom and my son
Oh,
are
both of
fucking.
them. Oh, that's right. Yeah, your mom too. Oh,
Oh,
you go. It's difficult to think of a
no,
57-year-old at the beach. God
I
damn.
might have fucking. If I, especially with shrooms, I would prefer to be 57. Only 44. Fuck you.
Oh
Um,
man.
I probably would have like done it like after they went to bed and fucking snuck off to fucking go to the beach by myself, if anything. Because yeah, there's no way I want to be on fucking hash or shrooms with other.
Yeah, that would be definitely a weird fucking experience.
Oh,
Like,
but
pardon me a
yeah,
second, Kato. I gotta wait just a minute while the fucking sand stops shifting. That little piece of glass you're standing on isn't gonna support me. I gotta wait till it thickens up more. Yeah, like,
and what's fucking red dots everywhere? You see that
God
shit?
damn, red
No,
dots.
Dad. No, I don't.
Oh
Fuck.
man.
Tell you what happened, dude? Like the first day there, the first full day, because we got in like Sunday, like 6 p.m. or whatever. Um, Monday we get there and we go to Swami Beach, which is down in Encinitas, just outside of Encinitas. It's
Oh.
where Paramahansa Yogananda had set up an ashram. The guy he came over like I think in the 50s maybe.
Oh wow.
These fucking self-realization fucking things.
Yeah, that fucking
Um,
bullshit line.
He seemed pretty genuine, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, he started two. One was in like Florida somewhere, and then one of them's in Encinitas. And there's a beach that's just down the fucking cliff. That's my son. It's like his favorite beach, and so I basically you have to walk down like it's like 300-foot cliff probably, and you got to walk down all these fucking steps to get down there.
Oh,
But then
damn.
I forgot in the
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
where you have to
water.
go up and down the fucking
Yeah.
stairs.
So I went up and down, and it was like twice, like really close together. Because even going down, you kind of have to break yourself a little. You know what I mean? There's that
Yeah,
many
yeah, you
steps.
can't go down a really steep set of steps or whatever without a little work.
Yeah, and last year, like I had to stop like twice on the way up because I was so out of shape. But because I've been going to the gym and shit, I could just go up and down like, well, not no problem, but I could go without stopping and make
Yeah.
it up and down. But that's probably why my calves got so torn up. And literally, they were torn up for the whole fucking week. Like they literally did not heal until like Tuesday, like last
So
Tuesday.
you didn't. I'm guessing you didn't go swimming.
No, I actually did, which was
Oh,
probably a
okay.
bad idea. Not in the ocean because the waves weren't that big, and the fucking yeah, I think the highest any of the waves got was like 4 feet. So shitty waves the entire week, and that's the way it's been the last 3 years. Um, Although the year before that, they were about 12 to 15 feet, so I guess it's really fucking outbalanced like that. Yeah, the year
Damn.
before was fucking. That year was fucking awesome. Yeah, because there was basically two sets of swells coming in, so a lot of times those two swells were matching up into one gigantic wave. Yeah, that was fun because I caught a few of the waves, and then it was literally, I think I pointed it out at one of my fucking recovery meetings when I got back. I was like, that was the first time I was ever going for something, some kind of thrill or something like that, where I said, okay, this might kill me, so I better stop. Because any other time I would have been like, it's totally fucking worth the fucking, not even thought about whether I was going to fucking live or die. But then I'm like, my son's on the beach, like he's going to fucking end up watching me drown right in front of him. So I ended up like, yeah.
Oh, damn, dude. That
But
would
yeah,
that could
ever
get pretty fucking dark.
yeah. Yeah, well, they're again huge fucking waves. Like each time they were hitting me, because I don't like diving under the waves. I fucking like try to jump over them. Kind of with the boogie board or boogie board. But each time it was knocking me back like 20 or 30 feet. They're fucking huge. So I'd
Damn.
basically have to like land and then try to fucking run out in the water in between them. And it was taking me forever to even get out where they were breaking. I
Yeah.
caught dude, and it was fucking amazing, dude. But yeah, at a certain point, I'm like, all right, I'm pretty tired, and these waves are kicking my ass. Like, if I get caught in one of these, I very well could fucking drown.
It's time to fucking stop. Essentially.
Yeah, but again, in my youth, I would not have given a shit. I would have just kept going at it.
Well, yeah, because you don't reckon. Death isn't real when you're 20.
Yeah, yeah. Your own mortality is it's impossible to you when you're younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I'm gonna die. It's impossible. I'm too young.
Oh yeah. Then you have a couple of brushes with death here and there, and then you're like, oh shit. You're like,
Yeah,
that's not fucking joke. That's not fucking around.
yeah. That was a close one. Maybe I should stop.
Oh, Giacomo wants to know how many fucking burritos and In-N-Out were consumed. Did you get your appropriate quantity?
Man, shit, dude. We didn't eat it in and out. We almost did, but the line was so ridiculously long,
It's always
like it
ridiculously
usually
long.
is.
There's no
Yeah,
In-N-Out with a short line, dude. It just doesn't exist.
yeah, yeah. Did we eat any fucking Mexican food? I don't think we did. We ate at the
Damn, no
pizza
burritos
place.
and no In-N-Out. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. There's um, a pizza place that we always eat at. We ate there. It wasn't as good as it usually was. So I don't know if they had an off day or if they're just getting shitty on their ingredients. But the
Right
place
now,
called
right now, everything is just a fucking step down in California
yeah,
because
that
there's
makes
so many
sense.
rules and regulations, and it's so hard for companies to make it work.
Yeah,
There's so
but
many
yeah,
silly things.
there's a little place that's called Primo Pizza and Pasta. That place is fucking fantastic every other time we've eaten there.
Ooh,
So,
nice. Sounds like a fun name. Primo and
we ate
pasta.
at, what the fuck is that place called? Burger Bistro? It's
Nah, I never heard of it.
I don't know. My mom saw it. It's a place that's right at the bottom of the hill at the resort where we're
Must
staying.
be unique to Carlsbad or Southern California in general.
Yeah, no, it's a chain, but not obviously a super popular one yet.
Then it's
It
probably
was actually pretty good.
yeah.
It wasn't great, but it was pretty good burger.
There's a
Grass
lot of
fed
divide
beef.
between Southern and Northern California as to like the chains that are there.
Right, right. Yeah, I don't know that there's any here. There might be up in Phoenix or something. What else we fucking eat? Because we ate it out every fucking night. Oh yeah, we ate the place that I go to. Um, I'm pretty sure I talked about it last week, but there's a place called Tip Top Meats, which is essentially it's like a grocery store, but everything there is from another country, like mostly Europe,
Oh
European
yeah.
shit.
You always get your chocolate there, right?
Yeah, they have this Belgian chocolate that's fucking amazing, dude. Or at least the milk chocolate and the white chocolate. The dark chocolate is not, it's good for dark chocolate, but dark chocolate I don't particularly like. But yeah, fucking phenomenal milk chocolate and white chocolate. Um, and they also do, there's like a restaurant thing in the back. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they do this prime rib, which it's basically,
Ooh.
it's like $15, and you get two fucking big ass chunks. And then also like a bone with the meat on it too.
Oh
Like the actual
Jesus,
rib
man,
bone
that's
with meat.
fucking that's a
Yeah,
really good price for prime rib,
dude.
even without the
Seriously,
bone and the
dude.
meat on it, or even just one of those chunks, man.
Yeah, it's like that with like two pretty good size. It's two meals. It really is. Like I could eat all of it in one shot, but I'd be totally fucking stuffed. So you can easily make two meals out of it. And it's like 15, $16.
Yeah.
So we ate that one night. We usually do the breakfast there, but for some reason, I guess we just kind of ran out of days. We were not waking up early enough. Even though they served breakfast until noon, we still didn't manage to get up early enough.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah, but their breakfast is fucking same thing. It's like $7 or $8. You get like three eggs, like three pieces of meat with it, and four pieces of toast. Like it's sick, dude. How much shit they fucking give you. And dude, their sausage, what they call breakfast sausage, literally tastes like a brat.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because I remember taking the kids there back when me and
I
the
mean, I
ex were
bet
together,
that's
and
really
they were
good. It
kind of
just
grossed
sounds
out by
weird because I'm so used to just like your regular old, like
it. Yeah,
Jimmy Dean sausage or whatever.
yeah. No, my kids did not like it because they were not expecting it, and they
Nah.
hadn't really. They like brats, and like I'd cook brats for them later on, and they like them. But yeah, when you're expecting regular breakfast sausage and you're not familiar with a brat, you fucking eat a breakfast sausage and it tastes like that. But I was fucking loving it, dude. But yeah, all their shit is so fucking good. Pancakes, they make literally like three plate-sized pancakes, dude, and it's like $7, $8 or whatever. Yeah,
So
I think we
they're a
got. I
good
think my
cheap
friend got
restaurant.
free meal.
Basic, real. It
Yeah, it's
sounds
a
like
really
real
good
basic food at a really good price.
Yeah, they just do
Giacomo
it
thinks you
really,
might be having
really
your
well.
period the way you're talking about this food, and Mad Metalman is happy it's the food portion that he showed up for.
Oh fuck! Yeah, you got a good point. Yeah, or fuck, what else was it? Because it's a German guy that I assume emigrated to U.S. and just ended up opening that place. I ordered the chili because I was interested in how a German guy uh, interpreted chili. So I got like a side of chili with the meal, and it was good, but it was very different than any chili I have ever eaten. Like I said, really heavy on the meat. Um, I don't know what else he put in it, but it was barely chili. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It tasted
yeah.
exact. It was like, okay, yeah, this is what a German guy. This is a German guy's
It
interpretation of
tastes
chili.
like a soup that's called chili.
Yeah, yeah, or like a stew, essentially. I think that's
Yeah,
kind of the way he
I've
looked
made
at it.
chili that came out like that before, where it's just like I didn't do it right, and it just kind of like it's like a soup or a
Yeah,
stew
and
or
it was
something.
good. It's really
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
but
it's very edible. It's not chili.
yeah, yeah, we're pretty good about the food. You would think I was actually more indiscriminate, you know, about what I eat, but I actually just eat a lot of the good shit that I like. Yeah.
Abuelita chocolate and powder and mix it with the pancake mix before you add water, and then you add water and you'll have chocolate pancake mix. Oh, that sounds interesting. From Giacomo there. I never bought pancake mix that you add water to. I've always used Bisquick, where it's like you gotta add eggs and milk.
Yeah, the crusties where you literally just need water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the just add water stuff is the best for camping, though. I think if you because you can preload it into like water bottles, and then you just you remember, oh, I got to add 1 cup of water to the water bottle, or you just measure it out so that all you got to do is like fill the water bottle at a certain point and shake it real good.
Yeah, yeah. I made a for first time ever a couple days ago. I made a beef tenderloin. Which I make pork tenderloin all the time. But they had a beef tenderloin that was on sale. Dude, it was half price. It's normally like $20 a pound, and it was on sale for $10 a pound. So I was like, I got to try this. I don't even remember. I mean, obviously they must have had it plenty of places, and I just never noticed it. But I was like, all right, I got to try this, and it actually turned out really fucking good. I cooked it in the air fryer, and basically what I did is just kind of rubbed it down with olive oil. And then put on, like pepper, fucking seasoned salt. What else did I put on it? I know there's more than that. Oh, probably a little garlic powder. Maybe one other thing. But yeah, basically what I did is I fired it up at like about 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And then put it down to like 330 degrees for like for 30 minutes. So basically it
cooked for a little over an hour.
Right. Yeah, so it basically got a nice little, on the outside got nice and crisp, and then the inside ended up being like, reddish, pinkish.
Yeah. Sort of like rare, medium rare.
Yeah. It turned out like really well for the first time. Again, especially considering the first time I ever cooked it, it turned out about as well as I could expect. And yeah, like the kind of the outside part, like, about I don't know, maybe about a half inch in.
I've never done a beef tenderloin.
Yeah, it's like I said, big chunk of meat. It's like 4-pound chunk of meat.
Oh yeah, we get the pork tenderloins like that all the time, and what we'll do is we'll cut it in thirds, or we'll cut it in half and store it in the other parts in the freezer and just cook a small chunk of it, Because you can only eat so fucking much. I don't want it to go bad. Pork tenderloin tastes so good. It's like, why you want to throw some of it away, right?
Yeah, although I don't like freezing shit. I don't know. It's the Gordon Ramsay influence. I do.
You don't freeze meat? We got a big ass freezer. We buy bulk meat and freeze it in portions.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be like a bag with like a pound of ground beef, or like another bag with like a half a pound of ground beef.
Yeah.
And it's all in portions, again, I think I just pull out what we need.
I watched too much Kitchen Nightmares or whatever, because he always flipped out when people had shit for like that frozen.
Well, like right now, in our between our pantry and our deep freezer, I'd say we could probably go at least a month without going to the store. Like, we'd get some really weird shit to eat eventually, and it'd get kind of repetitive, but nah, we'd be fine. We usually have the better part of 50 pounds of rice in a big fucking metal can in our kitchen too.
Yeah.
It's like a stainless steel can that fucking seals closed. It's like the sort of like a luggage lock. So it's actually like water and airtight, so the fucking nothing gets in it. And man, that is nice having that much rice hanging around.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. All right, but anyways, yeah, the fucking meat, like literally, yeah, like after about a half inch in, the rest of it was just this reddish, fucking pinkish, super fucking tender thing, dude.
Yeah.
And, it tasted really similar to the fucking prime rib, dude. Super tender, super fucking juicy. Yeah, it was really good shit. But then the next day, like having to reheat it, completely wiped that out and made it essentially medium well, or medium to medium well done. So that kind of sucked. But man, that fucking first day turned out fucking perfect.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna have to buy a fucking beef tenderloin and make it now.
Yeah. Well, again, the the regular price, $20 a pound's a little fucking steep. But yeah,
You do it
it's
once in a
on
while.
sale.
It's not the kind of thing you eat every week, though. You know what I mean? Like, you just maybe every couple of months you break out and you're like, I'm gonna fucking splurge into a fucking beef tenderloin or a pork tenderloin or, you know, like, sometimes you gotta have a ribeye, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Oh, even that shit, I know. I only usually do when it's on like super, like half price shit. But yeah, you got definitely can splurge on it every once in a while. But yeah, this one, I was looking at the stuff online, and I'm glad I kind of went with my instincts and did not, because it said cook it like 20 minutes, like per pound, which would have been like fucking an hour and a half, almost, like well over an hour. And I only ended up cooking it for a total of about 50 minutes, and it turned out fucking perfect. So basically, again, you put it at a higher temperature for about 20 minutes to, again, kind of seal it in there and to get the
Yeah.
nice kind of crust on the outside,
Kind
and
of
then
like how
cook it
you
at a,
cook a pork tenderloin almost.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, pretty similar. This is the first time I normally cook the pork tenderloin in a regular oven. This was done in the air fryer because I thought that was going to be better just to, again, because it's you know, the way it circulates and shit. I thought it would work out better for this one, which most likely that's pretty spot on.
Huh.
But yeah, yeah, again, higher temperature for about 20 minutes, about 400 degrees. And then again, about 30 minutes, I put it at about 330 in the air fryer. And that turned out, again, perfectly medium rare.
Hmm. Man, I think I would probably do it similar to the way I do a pork tenderloin, where I just crust it with herbs,
Mm-hmm.
and then cook it hot for a little bit, and then cook it, you know, at a more medium temperature. Probably the same way you
Yeah,
cook
yeah,
it, but not in a fryer in an oven.
right, right. Well, yeah, actually, the pork tenderloin, I'm thinking I probably should. That's not how I normally do it, but that is probably how I should have been. Do you ever do it? Rub it down with olive oil before you put on the fucking herbs and shit, because that helps get a real crisp, you know, even more crispy on the outside.
Ooh.
Did I break up?
So many fun ways to fucking cook meat, man.
Yeah. But yeah, if you haven't tried that, dude, rub it down with olive oil and then put all the seasoning and shit on there. That
Oh,
fucking helps it get really nice.
I do that with baked potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Olive
I
oil on
just lay
baked
down a
potato.
sheet of tin foil, and then I'll rub olive oil on the baking potato, and sprinkle a little
Right.
salt, maybe a little garlic powder, some pepper, and then bake it
Mm.
like you bake a regular baked potato, but the skin gets crispity crunchity.
Yeah, yeah, I never thought of that, dude, but that's a good idea.
It's
Although I
fucking amazing.
rarely make baked potatoes. My son's locked in on the mashed potatoes all the fucking time.
Oh, here's the thing everybody's gonna hate me for. I absolutely prefer instant mashed potatoes to mashed potatoes. I don't know
No, I
why,
can
but
see
I like
that.
it better when I eat it.
Yeah, no, I can see that, dude.
Oh, dude, fucking Giacomo doesn't like ice cream. He melts it and just drinks it. That's so weird. That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't melt it, but I definitely like making
You
it
make it a soup?
essentially a milkshake. Yeah, well, a milkshake basically. You put a little bit of milk in it, and you kind of crush it up into, you know, where you can drink it basically.
Yeah, my parents
That's
used to call that making ice cream soup.
oh, dude, root beer floats. I like Dr Pepper floats
Root beer
way
floats,
better.
Dr. Pepper floats, or cream soda floats. Like an actual cream
I don't
soda
know if I've
one.
had I don't really
Oh.
like soda.
Cream soda was
Although,
made to be mixed with ice cream. It's
yeah,
okay on its
this one,
own, but it's a whole different
yeah,
experience in a float.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Or even like a
yeah,
Coca-Cola float. I've done a Coke float once or twice before, and that was pretty damn
yeah.
good.
No, again, I said Dr Pepper. Root beer is good too. It's not like any
I
of them are
have not
bad.
had
Uh,
soda in probably fucking a year or two.
oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
I just stopped
Yeah, I
drinking it
don't
because I
drink.
drink all that fucking LaCroix shit.
Oh, right,
I
right.
don't know if that's awesome or really, really gay. Really, really gay.
Oh,
But...
Sprite. Yes, my son loves Sprite. I'm
Oh,
surprised I
Sprite
haven't
and
tried
ice
that with him.
cream.
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
Sprite, but
But
I could see
basically,
7-Up and ice cream as a float. I bet that'd be pretty damn good.
yeah.
Yeah, if
But
I was
when I
gonna get
do
a
the
soda, it'd be
Dr.
a
Pepper
7 Up.
one, basically I'll pour the Dr. Pepper in first, and I'll shake the shit out of it. Like stir it up to get rid of all the carbonation, and then put the ice cream into it. So that way you get a lot less of that fucking head or whatever.
Oh, I love the head.
Yeah, but with
Part
Dr.
of
Pepper
part
you
of it
get
for me is I like to just spoon the head of the thing off of there and eat that as I'm going, and then slowly add more and keep doing it.
right. Yeah, I can see that. Although I don't like, I don't like it that much.
Most
I
people don't.
prefer
Most people don't. I
the.
totally know that it's weird, but you know,
Yeah.
like
A lot of times I'll end up essentially making it like a milkshake too. Like I'll get, mix it up like that so there isn't much of the head, and I'll essentially just mix the ice cream into it until it's like a milkshake consistency. So it's essentially half and half, or whatever the fuck it takes to where you can do that. And
yeah.
although having the separate is really good too, where you get a little bit of the fucking ice cream, in your mouth with the whatever soda you have. Either way, good shit.
Damn. Oh, fucking Giacomo had the juvie guy who was an ex-military cook that was cooking there. And they'd get homemade mashed potatoes and gravy on certain days when that guy was working. That had to be fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, cream cheese mashed in with the potatoes, yeah. Oh, I made some cheesy garlic bread with a little bit of cream cheese, a little bit of butter, fresh crushed garlic, obviously, and some mayonnaise with a little cheddar cheese and Parmesan mixed in. And boy, that came out so fucking good. It was like crusty on the top with the garlic, and then fucking creamy and melty in the middle with the bread. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, and my son does not like. My just regular mashed potatoes turn out really well for me, even just using butter and salt. Like my mom and my son and everybody fucking love them.
Yeah, that's
Although
how
I
you do
use
it. I mean, you can
lot.
add milk or cream if you want, but as long as you're just using a little bit of butter and salt, you're good to go.
Yeah, I add a little bit of milk, but my son likes them real thick, so I don't add a whole lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I added
Same.
garlic one time, just like garlic powder or garlic salt, whatever the hell it was. He was not a fan of that. Like he still ate it, like it wasn't horrible, but yeah, for some reason he did not like garlic in his mac.
Oh, what is it? It's like Matt Bettleman does mashed potatoes and leaves the skins in.
Oh, wow.
I love that, but my family would absolutely fucking hate me.
They'd
be like, "Oh, you couldn't skin the potatoes? Was it that fucking hard?" And it's like, "Nah, I like it this way." Whatever, dude. You know it's terrible. They just hate it that much, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, because that's a little thick. Red skin potatoes, I'd probably like that, because the skin's a lot thinner. You know what I mean?
I really like potato skins, so I don't even care what kind of potatoes it is. You leave the skins on, man. I'm happy.
Yeah. Actually, I probably wouldn't mind that either.
I'm a weird dude when it comes to it, though, because I know there's a lot of people, like, you can use baking potatoes to make, like, really good mashed potatoes. I would fucking leave the skins on. I mean, I would scrub them pretty good under the faucet for, a little bit, get the dirt off, but...
Yeah. And I steam, I don't know about anyone else, but I steam, when I make mashed potatoes, I steam them. I cut them up into, chop them up into little fucking
I never
chunks or
thought
whatever.
of that. That is interesting. I've always boiled them. Steaming
I
them
always
is kind
figured
of
that was
brilliant because you're not going to waterlog them.
So yeah, I just cut them up into small little wedges or whatever, and then steam them. So I figure it keeps a lot more of the nutrients, a lot more of the flavor, and that's probably one of the main reasons it turns out as well as it does. Actually, now that I think about it.
All right, Geeko's out.
Thanks
Have a good night,
dude.
Absolutely, man. Nice seeing people again. Oh,
yeah, he was one of the ones from that I met on Mateo's streams.
Oh yeah, Mateo. Man, I still think it's a shame that dude didn't come back and come on again.
Yeah, it's honestly probably my fault and a misunderstanding, but I don't care enough to fucking try to fix it.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. It's cool. I'm not like, oh no, it's the end of the world. It's just like, he was kind of a nice guy. It's just a shame.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't mind him coming back, but Yeah, he hasn't bothered to. Like I said, the main thing was the
Yeah.
fact that like I got annoyed with him one day, and then I went on vacation. So it seems like I ghosted him. I think that's what's going on in his head.
Oh yeah, I ghosted that one dude on Twitch. He started doing the full retard thing. We're like, we gotta support BLM. I'm like, ah, peace. Good luck in your future endeavors. I just want nothing to do with it. Leave me the fuck out. I don't go onto the internet and watch like
Yeah,
fun stuff to fucking get politicked at. You fucking keep your politics out of my fucking entertainment.
yeah, and that's the thing. If you look into the BLM at all, yeah, I mean it's essentially run by fucking militant feminist lesbians that don't really give a fuck about black men's lives. Like they give a way bigger fuck about like trans lives or
They're a
fucking
terrorist
gay lives.
organization in my mind, man. They
Yeah,
actively
fucking A.
support violence, destruction of personal property, and intimidation tactics. So you can't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing. They're fucking pretty fucking evil, actually. But they're like, oh, their name is Black Lives Matter, so we have to support it. Otherwise, we will appear racist. So
Well,
we're
I
Apple.
gotta.
Let's give them $10 million fucking dollars.
Yeah,
Like they're giving them tens of millions of fucking dollars, dude.
for
Like
nothing.
this
They're
is
not going to do
ridiculous.
anything positive with any of that money. I gotta share the fucking Madman
It's all
says he
positive
ghosts
for
everyone.
themselves.
He says he's a ghost right now because we can't see him. You know, fucking. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I had to share that because they're just so fucking silly. But yeah, no, I mean they're not gonna. It's not like they're gonna send people to college. They're not gonna put a community center in your fucking local town. They're
No,
gonna
they're
pocket that
essentially going to
fucking
launder
money
it
and fucking
pockets.
party with it. You know, they're just gonna keep it.
Yeah, yeah. And nobody's going to question them because, they don't want to appear racist.
Oh yeah, Nostradamus. Yeah, and the leaders are all trained Marxists. Yeah, that's definitely gross too. I fucking love that
Well,
in
dude, they
Chaz, the
fucking
ultimate
threw that.
expression of anarchic fucking communism. There were people sprouting up with their own fucking stands to like resell their stolen goods, like in the purest form of capitalism.
Oh, yeah, it was such fucking ironic fucking.
It's like, oh, out of anarchy naturally forms capitalism. How fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a better form of government for some, or a better form of economic, like fucking policy. So weird.
I wonder if they'd fucking be interested to find out what a fucking a virulent racist Marx was.
And
Probably not.
Marxist was not only a virulent racist, but a fucking scumbag. Like, they would regularly fucking rent houses under different names because they defrauded, like, so many fucking landlords and just not paid rent.
Yeah.
Like, his
Yeah.
name alone was enough that people would just be like, nope, peace out.
No, it's just like the fucking rules for radicals guy. What the fuck's his name, dude? Solinsky, is it?
Solinsky sounds right, yeah.
So I think it's Saul Alinsky. I'm pretty sure.
No, whatever, I fucking don't know his
But
name.
yeah, his whole fucking shit was like, um, going to like a restaurant, and they would use the same. Almost all restaurants would use the same tickets or whatever. So he would fucking get the shitload of food or whatever for him and all his guests, and then he'd bring up a forged check for like a tenth of the price of what he just fucking ate. Like shit like that.
Yeah, Saul
Like,
Alinsky, yeah.
yeah, like dude, you're fucking just a fucking fraud.
Yeah, these people were petty thieves, essentially. And
Yeah.
they wanted to find a way to justify it to themselves so that they could consider it to be morally correct.
Yeah, yeah. Like no, those guys are evil, so it's okay to do evil shit to them because they're evil capitalists or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty flexible morality.
It's pretty
Yeah.
frustrating
Although,
because it's unrealistic, and then it encourages other people to be like the same kind of shitty people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why, dude. That's why I got it really into the Thomas Sowell shit. Because again, he essentially started out as a fucking way left liberal, but again realized how fucking full of shit it was over time. Because you get people like Noam Chomsky, who was this fucking like God in the world of fucking leftist shit, liberal shit. And the guy is essentially trained. I mean, his area of expertise is linguistics, right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of the fucking conceit that fucks with most leftists, is the fact that they think that they're fucking so smart that they can sound off on any topic and it's just right because they're so fucking smart. So he starts sounding off politics, and most of it's fucking stupid nonsense.
No, genuinely smart people realize how much they don't know.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't claim intelligence if you don't recognize that, like, you really don't know that much. Like, you may know a lot about this subject or that subject or even a lot of different subjects, but there's still fucking an infinite amount of shit you're never going to know.
Yeah, and again, ignorance isn't stupidity. It's just, again, it's from the root word of ignore, dude. You're just not familiar with it. But it doesn't seem to stop them from thinking they know more than they do. It's insecurity, I would imagine, is a big part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm pretty secure with how my intelligence. So when I don't understand something, I'm like, I'm willing to say I don't get it. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
They don't kind of do that. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes sense.
Or when when they fucking throw up a wall of fucking nonsense. Yeah. Like people, a lot of people will be like, well, it sounds smart. And I'm like, no, I'm reading these words and I'm understanding them, and it's nonsense. They're not saying anything.
To a certain extent, Ben Shapiro does a lot of that, but on like a smaller scale.
Yeah. I fucking hate that guy. He's great when he's going up against retarded leftists, dude.
Well, because he uses a lot of similar tactics, but much more finely honed.
Yeah. No, he's a great debater. That's for fucking sure.
There's also a certain point of, and this is a tactic that a lot of like news companies use, where they'll put the guy on the street up against the well-versed person in the studio who's like spent years crafting his debate techniques. And so people like Ben Shapiro and the others who did a lot of debate in fucking school or whatever and really know their way around it tend to target people who aren't really the best in debating, because it's easy to tear them apart and make their own political thing look better, whether or not it's actually true. I'd like to see more people who are just willing to debate for the sake of debate.
Dude, the shit that bugged me about people like Shapiro is, like, you remember when was it Iran that ended up shooting down like one of our drones? You remember that?
I mean, I'm sure it's happened more than once, right? I mean,
I don't know, but basically he wanted to go to war with Iran over that.
Oh yeah,
because he's he seems to really be an Israel first kind of guy, and that's what kind of bugs me about a lot of them. It's like, you don't seem to, like, why the fuck it's a drone, dude? Nobody fucking actually got hurt from it. And you want to fucking send missiles and actually kill people over it?
Yeah, I don't think you get to do that. Especially when, like, with Iran, a lot of this stuff, like, they're not the greatest people in the world, but, I mean, compared to the rest of the countries over there, they're, like, the same.
Yeah. And that's, again, if they fucking actually killed any actual citizens, they did something that provocative, that's fine.
Well, and also a lot of what we did wasn't to improve Iran. It was just to make a lot of money from Iran for people in our government and, like, people closely tied to them.
Yeah. The shit like Obama and Clinton, Hillary Clinton pulled during that whole fucking, during his reign, selling out to Russia with the uranium one shit, and fucking pretty light-handed with Iran too. Like they're obviously selling out. Like they're obviously just profiting, or their friends are fucking profiting.
Well, a lot of the families in Iran were tied, through friends and stuff to a lot of our political families,
Right.
Like they fucking knew each other. The Bushes and the fucking Bin Ladens hung out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, like one of my grandmother's husbands had a business out in fucking Iran which was a lumber business. You know, like, there's always been a lot of ties between us and the Middle East, just in general, so... I think it's just, what is it, somewhere around the 60s or 70s where shit just started to go sideways with Islam, and it just fucking became crazy pants.
Yeah, the Wahhabism shit fucking started taking over.
Damn shame, because there's some really great stuff over there, but...
Yeah, there was definitely a period of Islam where they did a lot of fucking shit for fucking civilization, dude, but it was a very short period. And most of the time they've just been fucking...
Well, and there was a lot of time during, like, the 50s and the 60s and the 70s where they were basically becoming modern countries like the rest of the world. Like, they weren't quite the same level of freedoms and stuff for everybody that we're at now, or even we're at then, but they definitely were progressing towards, like, women's rights and voting and shit. They were kind of following the U.S.'s sort of fucking footprint.
Yeah. Yeah, and then fucking, to be fair, a lot of our foreign policy kind of fucked that up.
Well, part of it, and Wahhabism, there's a lot of fucking things that contributed to it. We're certainly not guiltless in it.
Yeah.
But there's also, you gotta, there were other countries involved too, like France and the UK and Russia and China and everything. You know, they weren't the only players involved.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of stuff going between us and Russia, the Cold War, going back and forth through a lot of different areas in there, like in Afghanistan and Iran and whatnot.
Yeah. You know, there are a lot of people that wanted to fucking attack Russia right after World War II.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know if that would have been such a bad thing, dude. It would have been ill-advised. You can't really do it because, they hadn't provoked that kind of fucking response, really. But, yeah.
Also, Russia is an extremely difficult place to invade. Like, the fucking terrain and the weather and the fucking, like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong and cost you a lot of troops that don't even have to get shot.
Yeah, and Russia does not mind throwing fucking shitloads of troops right back at you, dude.
Or just shitloads of random people that they threw guns at. Not all of those to be soldiers. They just fucking throw guns into anybody's hand at a certain point and just start throwing them at you.
Because, Jesus.
And if they think you're going to take the city, they'll burn it to the fucking ground first.
Yeah. Like, insane, dude. Yeah,
I want to take it? Fuck it. Have it. Have the cinders and ashes that we leave you. They're fucking insane.
Yeah, but they're fucking, very vengeful, very fucking hot-tempered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be I think, dude, did they actually lose more people in World War II than the Germans? I don't think they did, but it was close. I'm pretty sure they had at least 20 million deaths during World War II. I think Germany had like 30 million, some crazy amount. But I'm pretty sure, I gotta look this up now. Fuck. But I'm pretty sure they lost at least 20 million people during World War II. So yeah, they're not, because again, that's what they did. They're like, we're just going to keep throwing people at you. We don't even really care if more of ours die than yours because we have so much more anyway.
Yep. Not all world leaders give a shit about their soldiers.
Yeah. It's similar. Well, Japan was kind of the same way, and probably even more. Actually, definitely more, because again, that whole culture was designed around your life doesn't belong to you. Your life belongs to the emperor, who's essentially a god. So you should be willing to fly a plane into a fucking aircraft carrier. Sacrifice your life to fucking win the war.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
So they're probably even more willing than even Russia to just again.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, we did bomb the fucking Japanese out of Japan almost.
Oh shit!
All their women trying to look like white chicks for some reason.
Right.
It's it's fucking weird, man. There's a lot of Japanese people that do their makeup and everything to look like a white person. Like they even make their eyes look less angular.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Remember I think it was last week or whenever. I sent a
Weird
picture
shits to
of.
cover their cheekbones and shit.
Yeah, I sent a picture of two of the ASMR chicks I listen to, and they
Yeah.
both do that thing to diminish the epicanther fold.
Yeah.
Total. Wait, where's total deaths? I'm looking at total. Total. Okay, there we go. Okay, total deaths. Damn it, this is not set up. I'm gonna have to do it on my computer.
Yeah, no, I remember
But
those
yeah, both
pictures,
of
yeah.
them do that thing where they majorly diminish. Because at first I thought it was just like, oh, I guess Japanese don't have as much of a epicanthic fold as Chinese or Koreans, but it was really just a case of they go out of their way to diminish it.
It's weird. But whatever.
Yeah, indeed. Either way, I'll fuck them. Fold or not, they're fucking hot.
Oh, Japanese chicks are so fucking hot. Good God. Oh, fucking, what was it? I saw, I was watching, there's a weird channel I watch where it's a couple of kids who, well, they're not kids. They're like fucking young adults. they're like in their early 20s, so it's like they're 21, 22, so they're kids to me.
Right.
But they're a couple of kids and they watch like random things, or they'll look up shit on Reddit and just sort of do reaction stuff to it. And
Right.
they found what I absolutely had to be Psycho's dating profile on something. And it was like, I really only like Asian chicks. Like a regular chick who's not Asian would have to be at least an 8 for me to consider fucking her. It's just like, it was super fucking like, oh, cringe. And I'm just like, oh, I bet that's Psycho's dating profile.
Oh, fuck. Right. Let's see. Soviet Union. Dude, okay. Soviet Union, the military deaths, from what I'm looking at here, 8.8 to 10.7 million. Total deaths with civilians and everything, 24 million. So there were more civilian deaths than.
Yeah, like I said, they'll just throw a fucking gun in someone's hands and be like, get to the front of the lines, new soldier.
Yeah. Dude, Germany, 5.5 million military, 6.6 to 8.8 million total. Civilian and military. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Do they count the Jews? Are they going to count like the 4 million Jews they fucking killed?
Yeah, that would be interesting, dude.
I love how there's so many people who are like, nah, that didn't happen.
Right.
It's like you can see the piles of hair in Auschwitz, you fucking loon.
Right. Yeah, I wonder where they did count those. Because they obviously didn't. If it was anywhere near 6 million, they obviously didn't count it under Germany.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if they have a separate.
How fucking ironic. They're like, nah, we don't count the Jews as German. Even though that's where they lived.
Wow. They must not have, dude.
Here's the thing. I don't think it was right to kill all the Jews the way the Germans did, but they had some fucking really fair points about the issues with banking.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the way Jews were had a stranglehold on the economy in a lot of ways. So there was some serious issues. I don't think, like,
clearly, the entire fucking race was probably a little extreme.
Clearly, they could have found a better way of addressing that. But you know, like,
yeah, exactly. Just fucking wiping them off the face of the earth.
Probably a little on the extreme side.
You know, call me a fucking lunatic, but I'm going to say that was going a little too far.
Just a wee bit.
Okay, so 45 battle deaths total for the entire world was 15 million. Civilian deaths 45 million. So 60 million total people lost their lives. Fucking
God, can you just imagine
what the population would look like now if that hadn't happened?
Well, and what was that? What was the total population of the U.S. prior to that? Because it's nowhere near what it is now.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, what was it like? Maybe fucking shit. What was the U.S. population? I'm just gonna go with 1940. U.S. population by decade. Yeah, because it was that in a fucking well again that baby boom right after World War II.
Yeah, because it was
from 9 months after the guys got back from the war from that point on, there was a fucking huge spikes in births because everybody came home and knocked up their fucking chicks right away. Let's see.
They're like, I survived. All these other people died. I'm gonna put my dick in you now.
Fuck yeah. Those bitches better been willing to give it up too. Fucking fought for that shit. Come on. Oh, here we go. There, 17, 19. 1940, 132 million. 2020, 332 million.
Yeah, so
200 million
that's
more
like
people.
half the population of the entire U.S. worldwide died, essentially.
Yeah, although we honestly didn't lose. Hold on, I want to look that up too.
No, we lost people, but not on the scale that a lot of the other European countries do. I'm just saying, like, the amount of people was half of one of the largest countries of the world at the time.
Yeah, a lot more than a lot of fucking countries for sure.
Yeah, higher population. More people died than lived in certain countries.
Yeah, United States military deaths 416, and again, obviously not much civilian ones. The difference is 416,800. Total is 418,500, which again makes sense because there's no real battles fought here.
Well, and also our soldiers were probably better trained and better equipped.
Yeah.
Than a lot of other soldiers at the time. That much hasn't changed, I don't think.
Yeah. Dude, I was watching a video about fucking how much luck played into, especially early on, like shortly after Pearl Harbor and shit, how fucking, like, well, not necessarily luck, I guess, but I guess like code breaking and shit, and all that, and luck really played into us being able to fucking win, especially against Japan. Because there was basically one dude broke the code. I forget how he fucking did it. But basically, like, they were like, dude, that's a real stretch. Like, that's probably not true. Because he connected two things that were pretty far apart. And I wish my memory was better because I guess I could remember what it was. But basically, like, he didn't take no for an answer and kind of circumvented his boss and, like, called into somebody he knew in D.C. and, like, fucking convinced them. So basically,
if you broke the fucking code and your boss was like, fuck you, you'd be like, no, this is too fucking important for this game.
Yeah, but it was kind of iffy. Like, it wasn't a definitive thing. I guess that was the point. But in his mind, he was obviously really sure about it and managed to, again, go over the dude's head and convince somebody else of it. So basically, Japan was planning this attack, and that guy realized it. And Japan was not expecting any kind of resistance when they went after, was it Wake Island or Midway? I think it was Wake Island. But essentially, we had this huge fucking, carriers and all this other shit that happened to fucking, that we got there like just in time and ended up fucking up a major amount of their ships. I wish I had more details because this sounds fucking stupid.
Well, and then, it was weird that Japan chose to attack a country so much bigger until you think about historically they fought China many, many times. Whereas if they fought China now, they'd fucking lose very quickly. Right. But at the time, way back in the day, it was so hard to fucking get back and forth that they had a really big advantage in their home country. Like they could fight the Chinese all they wanted. Go raiding like the fucking Vikings and shit,
Yeah, they had taken over a pretty good chunk of China and other countries in Southeast Asia. And again, we did kind of fuck with them, and it's not like a huge. Well, I don't know. I guess from their point of view, I mean, we essentially cut off their fucking oil supplies. So a lot of the shit that they attacked from that point on was them going after oil reserves in Southeast Asia.
So like that was more predictable. Basically, we cut them off from something, and we're like, now we know what they're going to be looking for. Bring it, motherfucker.
Yeah, although nobody was. I think they kind of knew. There's a lot of evidence to support that we knew the attack on Pearl Harbor. At least some people knew the attack on Pearl Harbor was imminent, and kind of let it happen, so we could get involved in the war. Because again, America was very isolationist, like the average Americans. A lot of Americans were very isolationist. They're like, that's got nothing to do with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, if it wasn't for Pearl Harbor, we wouldn't have gotten the war. I genuinely think they allowed Pearl Harbor to happen.
Yeah, yeah. So
We're on
yeah,
Mad Metal Man's big screen TV, by the way. Apparently,
it's got to be. What?
we're on Mad Metal Man's big screen TV. Apparently,
Oh, nice.
that, I mean, that makes us much bigger stars than we were before, because physically larger.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long way to go for a really dumb joke.
That's weird. No worries. It was a decent segue out of whatever I was babbling on about.
Oh yeah, it was starting to get time to move out of World War II, I think.
I just find that shit really interesting, dude. So.
I mean, it's verification that politics really haven't changed as much as we'd like them to have.
Right,
I think a lot of the fucking strife we're dealing with right now is basically like the fucking propaganda machine falling apart in a way.
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
There's too many ways for people to find out the truth, and too many people are finding out the truth. It may not be going as fast as we would like it, but I think you're going to see a paradigm shift here in the next few years.
Yeah.
To where it swings way away from the left and swings way to the right.
Yeah. Well, again, the confidence when they do the surveys on like people's confidence in the mainstream media, it's down to like what 15%, 16% of people actually trust the mainstream media. Yeah, it's a fucking gigantic failure, and they don't
my
stop.
Mind that there's 15%.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
but there's probably it's got to be.
Sorry, it's just we both grew up in an era where you just don't trust the news.
Yeah, well, I kind of did.
Local matters.
Totally. Yeah. I think I was pretty idealistic for a long time that you could trust them. Because the news at one point did have some kind of integrity and would fucking actually go after, fucked up government, fucked up corporation shit,
True.
Probably not since like the 60s, though. Maybe the 70s. You know what I mean?
The news should still call out things. Like there was the big to-do over the fucking a lot of the financial fraud and the real estate fraud and stuff that went on.
Yeah.
It's only really currently that the lies have gotten to the extreme amount. Like there's always been an angle.
Yeah, now it's literally like they used to at least pretend to have some kind of journalistic integrity and used to pretend to try to be objective.
Yeah.
Again, full objectivity obviously is impossible. But
the basic facts will always be correct.
It's blatant fucking propaganda now.
Well, and it's also blatantly lying in a lot of cases. Like the basic facts used to always be correct when they talked in the news. Yeah. And now they've gotten to the point where they're just absurd, made up shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was like apparently Chris Cuomo was talking about was talking about that couple in St. Louis that was confronting that fucking mob with the old man, the old lady were confronting him with like he had a rifle and she had a pistol.
Yeah.
He's like, but they didn't even do any damage to your property. And you're like, yeah, because they're out there with fucking guns to protect their property.
It's like you're unwittingly like making an argument against yourself, dude. Like,
like, you really think they would have been like, oh yeah, no, we're like fucking shit up everywhere. We broke down the gate back there to get in here, but we're gonna choose to leave your property alone just because.
Yeah. Not only did they tear off the gate that had a very clear no trespassing sign and go onto private property illegally, which in its own way actually is damaging the property of the couple.
Right.
They live in the community. The community owns that gate, so they partially own it.
Mm-hmm.
But they were verbally saying things like, "We're going to kill you. We're here to murder you. We're going to kick your ass." It's like they were making like very clear threats. Like,
and so to try to spin that into, oh, they weren't going to do anything to you. It was a peaceful protest.
Those two people could have started shooting perfectly legally. They're in a castle doctrine state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which I really wish that could go federal, dude.
The person might charge them, but that's not gonna. Oh yeah, I wish that was a federal law. That is one thing we need at a federal level is stand your ground law.
Yeah.
Castle doctrine and stand your ground laws need to be federal.
Mm.
It's nationwide. There's no excuse for that to be illegal anywhere ever for any reason.
Yeah, yeah, that fucking duty to what is it? Duty to flee or duty to retreat?
Duty to
Um,
retreat. Yeah.
yeah, that's fucked up, dude. That's so
I think
fucked.
one of the things I'll probably look at when I'm leaving California is like a fucking stand your ground state.
Right, right. Yeah,
Even if it has to be fucking like Louisiana. You know, I don't know if Louisiana's a stand your ground state. I just know Satan hates it.
but yeah, Minnesota for sure is a fucking
Oh
duty to
yeah.
flee, duty to retreat.
Well, I don't know where that couple was, but that couple definitely lives in a stand your ground state. So
Missouri, it was in St. Louis.
yeah, so they're gonna be fine. Like they might have to go through the court system, but clearly they've got the money to not be fucking destitute at the end of it. It's gonna cost them a lot of money if the DA decides to try to fucking make a political thing out of it, but it's already kind of being forgotten, so he'll probably fucking go away.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah, fucking A, dude. It is ridiculous.
Mad Metal Man says terroristic threats allow you to arm yourself. The reason they would have had the right to shoot Mad Metal Man is that entire thing is private property. So it was the terroristic threats along with trespassing on private property. So they had already crossed both lines.
Yeah, and making threats like that. Yeah, fucking A.
Plus, they were starting to advance on the house itself. Anybody that started walking at the house itself legally could have been shot if that couple had decided to.
Yeah.
Of course, it would have been the dumbest possible fucking move at that point. Like, if they were the situation they were in so outnumbered, you really don't want to start shooting. You really hope that the guns are enough of a deterrent that you don't have to start shooting because they will overwhelm you.
Yeah, yeah.
No matter how well trained you are, or how good of a shot you are, or how fast you can pull the trigger.
Yeah,
there's only so many rounds, and there's a lot more people.
Get shot first. Yeah, the crowd overall is going to win, but a lot of you are going to fucking die.
Plus, very very few people train to shoot under duress.
Right,
so your adrenaline's pumping. You're gonna be your strength is gonna be much more than it normally is. Your speed is gonna be much more than it normally is. You're gonna be a lot more erratic in your aim.
Yeah.
And
although they seem also pretty calm, so they might have been doing all right. At least at first. After a few seconds, they'd probably go a little erratic.
I'm just saying the situation they're in. The adrenaline's gonna hit. They probably never trained with adrenaline or any sort of duress.
Right,
they're going to shoot wide a lot. There's not going to be a lot of fucking bullets hitting their targets.
People are going to get hit even if they miss their target. But yeah.
Oh yeah, the target density, but there's so many more people than bullets. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Plus, if your bullets don't kill somebody or disable them, that person, even though they might die later, still may have, an hour to fucking beat on you.
Right.
And their adrenaline is going. They might not realize that they've been shot if it isn't something that's like fatal.
Yeah. Either way, it's a good thing they didn't call their bluff, or not bluff, but whatever.
It's a good thing they didn't open fire, even though they technically had the legal right to.
It's a good thing the crowd didn't fucking.
Either way, both sides. It's a good thing it didn't go bad. But that was the closest, I think, so far to what Satan was talking about with these riots. It's some cute little white people are going to end up dead in suburbia somewhere, and then it's going to go all crazy, or it's going to be some really photogenic kid that fucking is rioting. It's going to get murdered, and it's all going to go fucking pear-shaped.
Yeah, it's a good thing those two white chicks they got hit weren't hot. Otherwise, people might be very upset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mad Metal Man, the wife needed to learn some fucking trigger discipline.
Oh, yeah, she did have her fucking finger out
the whole fucking time. You're like, bitch, do you not understand trigger discipline? Like, unless you definitely intend to shoot somebody, keep your fucking finger off.
Yeah.
And you don't just wave it around like it's a fucking toy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Although that may have very well have prevented them from rushing him, but yeah, it's still fucking very dangerous.
She's clearly like, I don't know who she's going to shoot.
She might shoot herself. Fuck.
Oh, it's like when the fucking warlord gave that fucking like 16-year-old a gun.
Oh fuck!
SoundCloud rapper guy. That video where he hands that fucking like obvious child a gun, and you're like, whoa. Yeah. And people are just backing away quickly because they're like, oh shit, this kid is fucking out of his mind. He's holding a gun. He's just no idea what he's doing with it.
terrifying, dude. I would have fucking wanted to take it back. Like, no, okay, you obviously don't know what you're doing. Give that fucking back.
Oh, what was it? One of the things that made me lose a little respect for a friend of mine was he was like, hey, you want to see my guns? You know, because we were just like hanging out, and he's like, yeah, you want to check out some of the guns I got? And I'm like, sure. And like he keeps some of them loaded with bullets in the chamber, and they're not locked away, and they're like,
holy fuck, dude. That's
he wasn't
terrifying.
particularly aware of the fucking muzzle where it was aiming.
Yeah, that was
He definitely had trigger discipline. His finger never went on the trigger, but it was still like, y'all need to be more careful where you're aiming those fucking things. That should be pointed down, thank you, sir.
Should never be pointed at.
And you should clear any gun that gets into your hand immediately. Like, the first thing you should do is find out, is it loaded? Is one in the chamber? Every time you pick up a gun, the first thing you should do should be immediately make sure you know the state of the gun.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's your gun and you know you keep it loaded in the fucking closet, you should still double check and just make sure you're aware of everything. Like,
yeah. Don't be like that kid on the Beverly Hills 90210, dude.
Oh, Beverly Hills 90210, I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, you know the show back in.
No, I mean I don't know the thing with the gun. I never watched the show.
Oh, there was like this cowboy kid that was like, you know, he was a fucking nerd on the show, but he was friends with one of them. So he was at the party. He's like, here, check out this gun. And he ends up shooting and killing himself. That's all that was. Oh my
god. Well, nobody's gonna miss him. He was too retarded to fucking live. If you shoot yourself by accident, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to not point a gun at yourself.
Yeah, dude, the Plaxico Burress thing. It's fucking fucked up, but also fucking hilarious. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You don't really follow sports, but that was bigger than sports, I think, when that happened. Plaxico Burress was a wide receiver, NFL player. And basically he went into like a New York nightclub with a fucking gun, which is illegal. Any gun. And he ended up accidentally shooting himself in the leg.
Nice.
And because it's so illegal to carry a gun into a nightclub like that in New York, he ended up going to prison for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You fucking deserved it. Don't fucking carry unloaded guns if you don't know how to handle it, man.
Yeah. Plus, you're somewhere where it's so, again, New York, out of all the places, dude, that's probably the worst.
I do not believe there is a state where you are allowed to carry a gun into a place where you are going to consume alcohol.
Yeah, that
and in
makes
fact,
sense.
you cannot be drunk and carry a gun in all 50 states as far as I'm aware. I don't believe there's any state that allows you to be drunk and handling a firearm. Technically unconstitutional, but let's be real here, pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that one's okay.
If you're going to go drinking, at least take the fucking step of leaving your gun at home or locking it in your fucking lockbox in your car if you've got one, like if you have to in California if you're going to carry a gun around. You have to have them locked in separate parts of the car, like the bullets and the gun. That was, they used the excuse of the highway shootings that were going on to make it basically so that you had to carry the gun and the bullets separate in your car. So like too many people were just grabbing the gun and shooting each other on the fucking highway.
Couldn't see what the fuck.
That was going on in California a lot for a while. In Southern California, down in Hollywood area. Like every other day there'd be like, and so was shot while driving down the fucking 405 in LA.
Something was held. I don't know what to expect. Fuck, how long? Oh, he ended up serving 20 months. It was like a 2-year sentence. Sorry, I was looking up the Plaxico Burress thing.
Oh,
yeah, he had it was a 2-year sentence, 2 years deferred. He ended up serving about 20 months. Okay, sorry, I don't know why.
Honestly, dude, I don't know that they needed to send that dude to prison. He shot himself. Like, I feel like you've learned a really valuable lesson to start with right there. Like, you kind of
I think it was
more punishment than you really needed for what he did, you know?
I think the reason for it was a deterrent to anyone else doing it.
They were making an example out of somebody who is supposedly one of the elite who can get away with anything, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, or just again, well, all of that, I guess. But again, a big chunk of it, I assume, was as a deterrent for anyone else who thought it was a good idea to carry a gun into a fucking nightclub in New York
Yeah. Oh yeah.
or anywhere else, really.
Oh, 100%, man. Well, yeah, and if they'll take the elite down, then if you're like the average Joe, you're definitely not going to catch a break.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Usually the elite can get away with the shit, so I definitely have no chance. I'm not gonna do that shit. Yeah.
Oh man, did he ever go back to playing football, or was that basically the end of his NFL career too?
I think he ended up going back. Yeah, I'm positive of it. I don't know for how long though.
Well, that's pretty lucky because I mean, number one, dealing with all that time lost, but number two, like shooting yourself in the leg, that might have been. He's lucky if he was able to compete again. Like that's a pretty
Yeah,
a lot of damage.
yeah, yeah. Especially a receiver. Well, any athlete really is going to be running around most likely, but yeah, wide receiver speed's a big part of your fucking you know ability. Let's see. What was he playing for at the time? Oh yeah, he must have been in New York. Um, he played for the Giants. In fact, I think he was on that the Giants team that beat the undefeated the year the Patriots went undefeated in the regular season.
Mm.
I think he was on that Giants team that beat them in the Super Bowl.
Oh, right on. I wouldn't know because I'm not a sports guy, but like some of my dad's memorabilia that we have is like
Yeah.
we have like a football signed by the Super Bowl winning 49ers for 1 year.
Oh, nice.
He's
Yeah,
got
he had 2 years.
some.
Yeah. Oh, he went back to the Steelers after. He only played one more. Let's see, 2 more years. Oh wait, 20. Yeah, yeah. He was with the Giants when he did it, and then when he came back after the 2 years he missed, he played for the Jets 1 year and then the Steelers.
Oh,
Didn't play a
nice.
whole lot either one. It looks like so his career was effectively over. Yeah, I mean, 45 catches, 612 yards. That's a very below average season.
Yeah. Oh, we got a. My dad also has like a couple of signed posters of like the throw and the catch or whatever. 49ers
Oh,
things. I'm not sure what was in relation. I just know it's 49ers related.
Montana to Dwight Clark. Yeah,
And yeah, so like all that stuff is probably gonna go to my cousins because they're sports guys. Like I don't really
right,
like me
right.
and my brother are not sports guys. My sister's not a sports guy. My mom's like I don't really fucking care. I don't
Hey, you can
need.
still give it to your cousins.
Huh?
Yeah, you can still give it to you guys and have you guys sell it to your cousins.
Oh, we're not gonna. Yeah, I wouldn't sell it. I
Yeah,
mean,
do anything.
it has more sentimentality than monetary value at this point. It's pretty faded out, like the football and whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
hear
it's
you.
still valuable, but it's not enough that it would matter to me.
Plus, nowadays verification, like you have to have verification of that's their actual signature and that kind of shit. So it's tough to, get that value on it. Like if you don't have like a certificate of authentication, whatever that word is, it's much less valuable. We need to
Let's
see
see.
you.
There's a lot of footballs that are signed by like famous ones are anywhere from like $350, $300. I'm sure the one my dad has would probably be somewhere around maybe like 500, 600 at most.
Right, right.
It
Yeah,
can't
because
be
that.
authenticated, but it is like the football. It is signed by all the people from the team at that, like during one of their Super Bowl victories.
Yeah, any fucking. I mean, obviously Jerry Rice is almost certainly going to be on an
Yeah,
Iron
Jerry Rice, Joe Montana,
or Steve Young. I mean, either way, you're fucking.
Steve Young, probably.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be fucking a. If you have any kind of authentication on that, that's going to be. Yeah, it's actually going to be.
It's in a big box with like a fucking thing in it. I think it might actually be authenticated.
Yeah, yeah. If there's anything certain, making it, this was, showing that it was definitely signed by all them, that would actually be worth a lot of money. That could be
But
thousands.
I don't think it's going to be thousands. I think it might be like $1,000. Well, how would you even find out?
Ah, man. You can probably call any sports memorabilia place. and ask them, like, what do you think this would be worth? At least one of them would be willing to tell you for nothing. Or ask them how much they would pay for it, and you can pretty much double that price, and it's probably what it's worth.
Let's see. So 1990, San Francisco 49ers signed Super Bowl football. Let's see. I can't even find a price because I guess it's.
How much would Babe Ruth fine ball go for? Because there was very few of those.
I'm looking on different sites now because now I'm curious. You got me curious here.
Price paid for the ball falls short of the record for a Ruth signed ball. In 2012, a ball with a pristine Ruth signature sold for, drumroll please, $388,375.
What, the football that I'm talking about?
No, I was looking at Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Jesus Christ,
very few.
That seems extremely fucking high.
I think it would be worth a good fucking well over 1,000. I think. Again, it depends on how many of them there are.
And unless it's somewhere in like the fucking 10K range, I really am not that concerned.
Yeah, and come to think of it, if it's signed by everybody on that roster, everybody on the team, it would almost have to be something that was certified. It'd be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's in a fucking box. It's in a box with a special stand and some paper and shit in there. So I'm pretty sure it's certified. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I believe it's a 1990 Super Bowl one.
Yeah.
Or let me see what the years are because.
The hell, I just put a space.
Oh, it could be one of the 80s ones. It could have been like 85 or 89.
Yeah, I mean, they won all the way from what? Actually, early 80s. I mean, they won Super Bowl as far back as 1980, so. And they won like 5 or 6. Signed San Francisco. Football.
Let's see here. Honestly, I'm not seeing any signed footballs over 1,000. Yeah. With multiple stuff, with multiple signatures and stuff like that. It's none of them are that valuable.
Again, it's about how many there are out there, and I guess they're going to know exactly how many of those were signed. On the certificate's probably going to say this is 348 of 10,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're going to know exactly.
But at the end of the day, I'd rather it get passed down to somebody in the family who's going to really enjoy it, who it's going to matter to, who it's going to mean something to.
Yeah.
And they're not going to sell it. It's just going to go up in their like living room or their den or whatever and be something they brag about to their friends. It's not. It's going to be staying in the family kind of thing. And if it gets passed down to somebody else who's going to appreciate it, then that's worth the whatever money I might be losing by not getting it, even if that money would probably never have come to me anyway. Because we would go to my mom as it is.
773, 845, 1994 one. That's close to 1,000.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's like, it's probably.
Yeah, a signed helmet. Here's one. Yeah, the helmets, I guess, are actually pretty big. Here's a 94 San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl signed by everybody on the team. It looks like $2,049.
That's still not enough to make it worth, like, no, we got to fucking sell it. We can't give it to my cousin.
Right.
Like for instance, my grandmother had a safe deposit box with, like, I don't know, fucking a good $100,000 worth of gold coins in it. Like,
God damn, dude.
I've literally gotten to see like the big fucking pile of fucking gold coins. It's insane. But like that was something that like my mom and her siblings all split up. Like they weren't gonna play the game of like no it's sentimental. It's not. It's gonna fucking sell its gold.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't like a fucking one photograph or something. That is actually sentimental. It's like it's fucking gold.
Oh yeah, 100%. But that's the kind of thing. I think when you're up in the range of like thousands or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands,
right.
You gotta sell that shit and be like, nah, dude, that's too fucking valuable to just hand over.
Yeah, sell it off and split up the money.
Yeah, unless somebody genuinely wants it and they're willing to give up whatever other inheritance stuff, to balance it out. It's not fair.
Or pay. Yeah.
But I mean,
gold is always a solid investment, though.
True, that's true.
Yeah. Although
I just think it's not worth tearing people apart to fucking make a couple bucks.
Justin Roiland, the guy that came up with Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
He came up with this thing, and I think it was on the H3 podcast. But they were basically calling around to fuck with like the gold places that buy gold, and he was calling in and pretending that he was talking about a coin that was super valuable beyond it being made of gold, super rare, super valuable. And basically talking like he didn't know what he had. He's like, yeah, it's got this on it and this. And basically, like, the guy that he's talking to was almost certainly aware that it was worth way more than its weight in gold. You know what I mean? But the guy was like, well, we go by the melt weight. So however much how much it would, be worth if you melt it down. Essentially the people that buy gold are fucking rip-off assholes. This is what the point he was trying to do.
Is that really a surprise, though? Like, the people that are like, hey, take Grandma's necklace, stick it in this fucking envelope and send it to us, and we'll send you a check for like $100.
Yeah. Or, take this gold coin that's actually worth like $80,000 and tell them that it's only worth the melt weight of fucking $800. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, those are not the people that are going to fucking be honest.
Yeah. It would be far more surprising if they were honest. Really?
Oh, those diamonds in that necklace aren't terribly valuable to us. So we'll just, we won't be doing much with them, so we can't pay you for them.
Yeah, we can only pay like a cubic zirconia.
No, we can only pay you the gold melt weight. We just with the diamonds we'll keep though. That's too much trouble to ship back to you.
Yeah,
they'll be destroyed in the process. We won't be able to use them again.
Yeah, we'll dispose of those for you. Those pesky diamonds, such a pain in the ass to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean you can't put them down the disposal.
Yeah, unless you have something somehow harder than diamonds, which seems unlikely.
It seems unlikely. Oh man. Fucking whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not too stressed over the football. I really genuinely don't care. I don't think it's worth that much. I'm sure I could sell it for a couple of grand and be happy with the money, but it'd be cool to see it at my cousin's house when we go over for fucking holidays and shit,
If they ever did sell it, they should fucking split the money with you guys or something. Although maybe not. I don't know.
Look, at a certain point, how fucking crazy do you want to get? Like, here's the thing.
That's true.
Nobody's asking us. Nobody's asking us. This is just what my mom wants to do with it. Like, my cousins aren't like, hey, can we have that?
Yeah. They're not begging.
There's no fucking ulterior motives involved.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that would be kind of fucked up. Here's this gift, but I'm going to put all these stipulations on it.
You can't do that. Legally speaking, if you give somebody a gift, you just give it to them. There's no fucking... Unless you're making a contract. And I'm not making a fucking contract with my cousins over a fucking football.
You can always kind of do like nothing official, but like, if you do ever sell it, it would be nice. Kind of fucking fuck with them like that a little bit.
Make it would be really cool if they're fucking kids end up selling it for like 20 grand fucking in 100 years.
Yeah. Nope.
Because they're like the fucking when the 49ers were still a team. You know, before the 49ers became the fucking, like, San Diego Red Sox or something. Like, fucking...
Oh, they're not leaving. Yeah, they're
No,
one of the most bad.
I'm joking, obviously. But, like, you know, in 100 years, it'll be...
No, San Francisco itself is going to shit. But that franchise has got to be worth close to $1 billion.
Before Oakland took over San Francisco. In the gang wars of 2120.
Yeah. Back before crime became legal for minorities.
Before the dissolution of all governments, when cities became their own independent entities.
Yeah.
And all the unincorporated small towns and counties and county properties became the fucking, like, the no-go zone. People weren't allowed to go there, and people from the rural areas weren't allowed into the cities. And we're building into a great movie, I'm telling you.
Right. Although Razorfist came out and told us all to relax, so it turns out it might not be the end of civilization, and the shit has happened before.
Here's the thing, man. There's so many people getting worked up with shit right now, especially because so many people can't go anywhere. Because there's a calming effect and a sudden realization of the reality of the world is not coming to a fucking terrible end. When you just walk the fuck outside and you're like, oh no, the sun is still shining, the birds are still singing. My fucking neighbor and I still say hi and don't really fucking care about each other.
Yeah.
Like we talk about the weather.
The masks seem to be having a negligible effect on the fucking outbreak rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My masks. Well, like, I think Satan's right. It's going to go right up till the election, and then people are just going to fucking forget about it all of a sudden.
Yeah, and any reasonable people are not going to blame Trump for the fucking downturn. You know what I mean?
It's already picking up pretty fast, man.
Yeah.
The states that are going back to work are doing real good business.
But yeah, it really does still blow my mind that they're fucking... The authorities and the corporations seem to be totally okay with it.
Well, the corporations know that the longer they stay out, that everything stays shut down, the more small companies are going to be gone. Less competition.
Yeah, they're going to... Competition's going to get wiped out because they can't withstand something like that.
Yeah, they have more than enough money to just shut their factory down and sit. And then reopen it again in, like, the end of the year. Whereas, the mom and pop fucking, quickie mart down the fucking road doesn't have a choice. Like, they're just going to go out of business.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Nostradamus legalized hookers. Everyone gets some stress relief. I want to see them legalize hookers because everywhere it's legal, the sex trade, the illegal sex slave trade of fucking underage people specifically drops like 90%. So you legalize hookers, you suddenly have 90% less children being raped.
Yeah, like let's say you have like literally government paid prostitutes for lower income fucking people. That would be an interesting fucking experiment. See how that affects the crime rates. If
there you go. Legalize weed and prostitution across the nation, and watch people just fucking relax.
Yeah, that's true. A big part of like marijuana's appeal was the fact that it was like an edgy type thing to do.
Well, and the other thing is the big appeal for it now to be legalized is like the crime rate dropping. Not just related to weed though, but just like all violent crime.
Yeah, legalize. How much of the fucking how badly does the drug prohibition, not just marijuana, but everything, how badly does the drug prohibition, again, increase the fucking crime rate?
By making it illegal, you guarantee there will be a black market and there will be violence involved that would not otherwise be involved with production of that product.
Yeah, because you're going to have people...
It won't all be necessarily directly related to that product. There will be a lot of other violence that's... indirectly related.
Or fucking kingpins trying to knock off other kingpins to get their share of the market. All that fucking shit.
All the way down to... A guy and his wife having an argument, and then he slaps her around because she's pissed that he's doing the drugs, and she doesn't want the cops at the house again.
Right.
You know, like a lot of that shit that just wouldn't be an argument otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. No, even as someone in recovery, because a lot of fucking recovery people are like, yeah, that should all fucking go away. Like, dude, you had a problem with it. You know what I mean? There are
Yeah,
people that
just
can
because,
do
and that's the thing,
drugs.
you can take a lot of that tax money and help a lot of the people that genuinely do have addiction issues, and you can get better, more
Yeah,
accurate education on it too.
yeah, yeah. Plus, it would probably remove a lot of the stigma, because you know what I mean of going to rehab and that kind of shit. You
Yeah,
know, the shit was
if you
all
could
legal.
be doing cocaine on your fucking weekends, and everybody's like, oh yeah, he loves that cocaine, crazy fucking Larry in the sales department. And then just go to your
Yeah.
fucking job during the week and not have to worry about getting fired because you're on cocaine. A
Mm,
lot of people would be a lot better off.
yeah, yeah, and just tax the shit out of it if you want, or you can just tax it regularly.
Oh
It'd
yeah,
be a
that's
lot
right.
of fucking revenue.
Fucking Nostradamus makes another good point about legalizing hookers. The STD transfer rates go down way the fuck faster too.
Yeah,
Way less STD transfers, especially when you deal with prostitution. Like it goes down to almost zero. Whereas, like, I think it's like what, like a fourth or like 2/3 or some crazy amount of fucking prostitutes generally have some sort of STD that they're giving to people.
mm-hmm.
Whereas when it's
Yeah, and a
legal,
lot
you can regulate and test people, and everybody has to use condoms, and it's
yeah, yeah. I remember hearing a story. This was decades ago, probably, but
yeah.
yeah, there was some bitch that was essentially a heroin addict who was hooking to get money for heroin addiction, and uh, was essentially like warned that the next time that she was caught, having unprotected sex, she was going to jail because she had AIDS. So a lot of shit like that would get eliminated in the first place because if they're testing it regularly, you're essentially licensed to do it.
Yeah, you can't
You
be a
know,
prostitute if
that
you
shit's
have
not
AIDS,
true.
so and
Well,
which
AIDS is no longer
encourages you to
it's
actually
chronic
use the
as opposed to
condoms
criminal.
and yeah. Well, it's like in Australia, they
Yeah.
also include not only do you have to use a condom, but you do the light test, which
Mm,
is the woman who's gonna uh, the prostitute who checks your junk under a really bright light to make sure you're not hiding sores or
oh, right,
lying about
right.
something. Maybe you got false paperwork and like here's a fucking herpes sore or something on you that they're gonna catch.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have any of the mouth herpes, but you got the genital herpes. That kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow you got papers. I don't think they all require you to have. I would imagine they would all require you to like go get an STD test within a certain period of time prior to.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to fuck, you should probably have not only the prostitutes but the Johns should have to have something within the last 6 months too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's not so bad. Like if you
it's
want to
not an
fuck a hooker, you
unreasonable
gotta
thing
get
to say that everybody
every
has to be
6 months.
tested on a regular basis within a certain period of time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
probably whatever the same rate that they require it for porn would be the best way to
yeah,
go. But then,
yeah.
like a
But
lot of porn people do
it
without
is like a
condoms,
6 months,
whereas
right?
prostitutes generally, where it's legal, are required to use condoms.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they
Which
really.
makes sense.
I mean, can you imagine like what the like the weirdness if like prostitution was legal and you got the hooker pregnant, like
Yeah,
who's responsible legally for paying for the kid and all that kind of shit? It'd probably be the dude.
yeah. If you can track down, I mean, because if they're a prostitute, there's probably a wide range of potential fathers.
Oh, I'm sure they'd find a
Although,
way to like fucking go find the
yeah.
guy. I'm sure they'd find a fucking way to figure out whose it is.
Although dude, all the
There's too
fucking
much money
prostitute would have
involved for it
to
not to go that way.
yeah, and this is I don't know if the laws have changed on this or not. I hope they have in the meantime, but like I remember one case. This is nothing to do with prostitution, but it's close enough. This bitch like got pregnant by I don't know some random guy, and basically on the birth certificate she put down like some guy she knew that was like in the army, not even in the country at the time when she got pregnant, or even after, and no time from when she was pregnant, got pregnant when she gave birth, and despite being able to show it was literally impossible for him to have fathered the child, he still got stuck for child support.
See, here's the thing I don't understand. I would kill the judge.
Yeah,
I would literally figure
fault.
a way out to do it, and I would kill that fucking judge. Like, I would be like, all right, you're gonna die. You've destroyed my life.
Yeah, although it's not necessarily the judge's fault either. It's probably the legislators who didn't bother to make a law against that kind of thing, where you have to prove that they're the father if you're going to get child support.
Yeah. That should be a basic like requirement of any sort of child support cases. There should have to be some sort of DNA test.
Yeah, yeah.
Like no matter what, that should just like regardless of whether either party wants one. There should always be a test.
I don't know. I mean, with my son, I'm not 100% certain it's mine, but it's almost.
It's mine.
Like 85%.
I like that you went to, I'm not 100% certain it's mine instead of he's mine.
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up, dude. He is mine. I'm probably certain than his mom, to be honest with you.
I'm just saying if there's any case that involves child support, should have to have a paternity test. I think it should just be a standard. Just make it a standard because
I can see that too, but I think if both parties don't want it, you should be able to opt out.
I think you need to make it a standard because there's going to be a lot of cases where people say they don't want it, but then they find out they would have been a lot happier had they known.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man.
I think when you're talking about 20 years of payments,
right?
You better damn well be sure. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Although
I know that would potentially fuck a lot of people up.
And that does kind of eliminate, like, what if you're the guy and you just, you're trying to get out of it, or not even trying to get out of it, but let's say that gets done and you realize, the kid's not yours, and you've been raising the kid for however many years as your own son, and now the fucking mom is like, well, you have no legal right to see him now. And I'm
You're
bitch,
right.
so
You're right. There are going to be issues with it. Nothing's perfect. You can't find a perfect system. I'm saying it's better to have it as a standard because you just it's better to know than to not know 99.9% of the fucking time.
Yeah. Oh no, I get what you're saying, dude. And yeah, it's probably better than the only.
That way, you can't ever get a situation where they're like, "No, it doesn't matter."
Yeah,
if it's a standard thing that always is checked, then it matters every time.
Yeah, no, your point is probably a better idea for avoiding a lot of messes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it would really suck if the guy, the wife found out it wasn't his kid and decided to take the kid away. That's a terrible thing to happen. But that's going to be a very small percentage of the cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I would imagine in a lot of those cases, whether the kid is really the guy's or not, they may still help out financially.
Yeah.
But far better for them to be able to do it on their own terms than through a court system.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah, there's a lot of not nearly as many vengeful women out there. They definitely exist, though.
Well, here's the thing.
Right,
so
pretty small.
I would imagine
for the mom to do that to their own fucking kid. I mean, there are definitely women out there that would do that because they're just fucking evil.
There may be a lot of women out there that just didn't know who the father was, and that's the one that they wanted to be with.
Yeah. Or that was the one that made the most amount of money and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, whatever the case is, it's better to know the truth than to not know the truth.
Yeah. Although doing it more Povich style is probably not the best.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that would work in the court system. I think there would be much more.
I wonder how far the courts would go if, like, the first, 4 or 5 dudes didn't end up being the dad. You know what I mean? Like, all right, who's next on this? Would they fucking cut the bitch off at some point and be like, no, you're just not getting any fucking child support?
I think at a certain point it would.
Again, that would be
she would bear the burden of the cost of any further testing.
Yeah.
Like, the state is only going to do 10 tests. Then after 10, bitch, you're on your own.
Yeah, or 3. I think a 3 strikes you're out policy is probably best there. 3 strikes and then you're paying, I should say. Yeah,
I
you get
think
it wrong 3 times, you're paying for all the follow-up tests after that.
I think if every case had a test, the cost of tests would go down, and they probably would. The couple would bear the burden every time. I doubt the state would pay for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I was thinking about like the fucking drug test my ex had to take. Like she had to pay for that drug test.
Or it would maybe it would just be like split down like Republican states, the couple pays for it, Democrat states, the fucking state pays. I mean, you know, there's so many fucking things you never know. Weird shit happens politically, and then strange fucking traditions begin.
Yeah, shit like even after the baby is born out of your fucking vagina, you can still choose to kill it. Like in, what was it, Virginia that passed that law? I think it was Virginia. They literally, like, after the kid's born, you can still choose to abort it. You remember that?
No, I don't know that. There was a... I think you're right, there was a place like that where it was up to the moment of birth.
No, there was
during
one
childbirth, they could... I didn't know there was one that you could do it after. That's just murder. There's no way to justify that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it was. That's why it was so ridiculous, dude. Oh god damn it! I gotta fucking know that.
That's just straight baby murder.
Maybe you're lying.
It's a fully viable baby at that point. It's not even a fucking fetus anymore. It's exited the fucking womb.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. If it's true.
I didn't fucking type it in Google. Don't fucking autofill it.
Yeah, I don't like autofill.
Just voted against legislation to prevent the killing of newborn infant children. What the fuck?
No, it's like they didn't imprison that couple that fucking did all the female circumcisions in like Minnesota, I think it was. Because Islamophobia. So we can let this people like just fucking mutilate children.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. New York and Virginia push to expand abortion rights. Maybe this is it.
Yeah, the baby murdering thing is the one thing I'll never understand why the left pushes. Like, I get the concept of saying people are going to get abortions no matter what you do. Ultimately, you do less harm by making them legal to within a certain extent than by making them illegal altogether. You know, like, I get that. But the argument that, like, you should just get abortions because it's cool and fucking trendy is just disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, the whole shout out your abortion and be proud of it thing was pretty sickening.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, you don't necessarily have to be ashamed, but pride?
Well, it's not that hard not to get people pregnant, too.
Yeah,
you know, you're hitting some strings, use a fucking condom. Don't be dumb.
It takes a very small amount of fucking personal responsibility to avoid the situation in the first place.
Yeah.
Taking a pill every day, having the dude use a condom. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really simple.
Yeah,
the downside is it does take two. So
treating it as a form of child. What do you call it? Child. Jesus Christ, dude. Why can't I think of the fucking word, dude? Never mind, dude. But yeah, treating it the same way, you know, considering it on the same level as taking the pill or using a condom. I don't know why I can't think of the fucking word for what I'm thinking of.
Treating it like birth control.
Birth control. Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck is... Could not think of the fucking phrase, dude. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, treating it like birth control is pretty gross.
Yeah. No, my ex had a friend that was... she suffered from seizures and shit, so she really couldn't get pregnant because of it, basically. I can't remember if it was the seizures itself or the medication she took or whatever, but she had like fucking 5 or 6 abortions because she couldn't bother to take the fucking pill or have the dude wear a condom. Like, that's... that shit's pretty fucking sickening.
That's pretty fucked up, yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, do what I did with my ex after the first one and fucking make sure they set an alarm on their phone every day to take their pill at that same time every day. I was pretty militant about not getting her pregnant again. I'm surprised she didn't really fucking get pissed at that and come to think of, you know what I mean? How fucked up she is about a bunch of shit. I'm surprised she didn't get really pissed at that.
She's like, motherfucker, what you trying to keep me from getting pregnant for?
Yeah. Oh,
well, that was the thing I was going to say, is that the problem with a lot of that is that, you know, it takes two people, and if either person's fucking decides that, like, they're going to save the relationship by getting the other person pregnant or by getting pregnant, it's really easy to fucking betray that. You know what I mean? It's
Dude, that reminds me, dude. A friend of mine was dating this bitch. She's fucking crazy, fucking psycho whore bitch, dude. She'd already had kids. She had her fucking tubes tied or whatever. But basically to entrap him, because she knew he was going to eventually leave her because she's fucking psychotic, literally had that shit reversed and got pregnant from him.
Jesus Christ.
And didn't tell him that she
How the fuck she hide a surgery from him? God damn.
Dude, yeah. She's fucking diabolical, dude. That's fucking horrible, dude. That's fucking evil. But yeah, she was a real piece of work, dude.
That poor kid. That's who I feel really bad for, because now that kid has to deal with that fucking psycho bitch for a mom.
Yeah.
And that contentious relationship between her and the dude who's like, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in fucking years, dude. Years,
God, that's
probably
crazy.
At least 10 years. Kind of lost contact with him, but from what I had heard, he developed a serious fucking pill habit. Because he still tried to leave her, but she was so fucking psychotic, and she was a pretty well-connected family too. So if they would have gone to court, he would have gotten totally fucked. He would have got totally fucking railed. So he decided to just stay with her and stick it out. But that's most certainly what caused his pill addiction, is basically being forced
living with a psychotic bitch.
Yeah.
It's fucking. You know, it's like those chicks who have abusive husbands who are addicted. You know, it's like, well, yeah, of course. Living with an abusive spouse will definitely drive you to, like, all sorts of fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, there was a chick in my rehab, the first rehab I went to. I didn't know her very well, but basically, like, she was in essentially an abusive relationship, to the point where, even though people, like, at the end of that one, everybody would, like, sign your fucking recovery book with their contact information, because he was so overbearing and so, like, you can't hang out with your friends or have contact with anybody besides him. She literally didn't even bother to keep the book. She, like, threw it in the trash on her way out of rehab.
Damn.
Yeah.
She went back to the dude?
Yeah.
She's
I don't
think
think
gonna go right back on the drugs, dude, because you can't
there's no way
not solve the problem that drove you to addiction in the first place. That just doesn't work.
Highly unlikely she stayed clean if she stayed in that fucked up relationship.
God
but
damn.
It's, she may not have
understand that. I do not understand that, man. I really don't.
She may not have realized. I didn't realize that I was essentially in an abusive relationship, really up until the second rehab.
It takes one fucking question to figure that out, though.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is ask yourself this: if I loved somebody, would I treat them the way my significant other treats me?
Yeah, no, that's
all you gotta ask. And if the answer is absolutely not, you're in an abusive relationship. Get the fuck out. It may not necessarily be an illegal, like, level of abuse, but you're in an untenable relationship. Go.
Yeah, but again, that's kind of blinder shit that happens. You know, like I said, I've even been a victim of it. So logic isn't really.
Maybe I'm more like Satan than I realize. Maybe I'm a little more sociopathic than most.
No, because I had heard
because I can just walk away from anyone.
In recovery or in rehab, describing gaslighting and that kind of shit. And again, it didn't really sink in that that's exactly what was happening to me.
Oh. Good night, Madam Middleman.
Fucking
real quick there.
And the second rehab.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it's logic's got nothing to do with it. It's fucking stupidity and like not willful, but just you're not ready to see how fucked up your situation is until you are, until you
You
are
know
ready.
what? You know what? I think I know why it doesn't work on me. Because I grew up with my dad being an alcoholic, so I knew
Yeah,
what it was like. Like, he'd either always be super, super verbally abusive, like, just sit you down and tell you you're worthless and shit like that.
yeah, yeah. And
So,
again, for me, that was literally my first and only serious relationship.
oh, yeah, 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 for sure. Oh, yeah, and my first relationship with the first chick I was really into fucking, dated my best friend behind my back without me knowing, even though, like, we weren't, like, a couple and she'd not returned my interest. They felt they
Right.
needed to hide this shit from me for, like, 6 months.
Mad Metal's leaving, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I said that earlier. I said goodbye, Mad
Oh
Metal, man.
fuck. Okay.
I tried to
Sorry, I
get
missed
you to get
you
through, but you were.
filibustering.
Yep.
Sorry, I suck.
He's already gone, I think, anyway. But yeah.
Oh, it said it was only a minute ago.
Oh, okay. But anyway, like, yeah, like I figured out early on, like, like how to deal with abusive people. Just like this, dude, your issues have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gotta fucking deal with this. Like, I'm evil. I'm fucking useless. I'm worthless. Blah blah blah. But I figured
yeah,
that out in my early teens. You know what I mean? Like, so I figured out, like, my dad
yeah,
clearly was bitter about how his life had gone and was taking it out on me when I was a kid. That's all that was going on.
yeah. It's fucked up, man. Shit.
Well, I mean, look, clearly it
Although
doesn't
it helps,
forgive
I
it.
guess.
It doesn't forgive it, but in his mid to late 20s, he fucked his back up and ended up, like, kind of having a humpback.
Mm,
And that changed the way he had to live his life in a lot of ways, plus having a kid. And then for a long time, my mom was working graveyard shift and couldn't do the parenting with him. He basically had to do all of it while working.
mm.
So,
Yeesh.
I understand a little bit of where he was coming from. I just don't understand, like, I don't agree with the abusiveness that was involved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In a lot of ways, it's if he suffered abuse as a child,
Oh
it's,
yeah, oh he absolutely did, and a lot of really
yeah,
fucked up
and
stuff.
this is one thing I
What
can
he did
tell
with
from
me was nothing
experience.
compared to what he went through, for sure.
Yeah, 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 and that's the thing, dude. Is it's a lot tougher than you fucking think to overcome the imprint, like as a parent, to overcome the imprint of what your parents did to you, or how your parents raised you.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Positive and
both my parents really came from terribly abusive families. My mom's dad was very sexually abusive to all the different members of her family, like her and her siblings. More so to her siblings than her, but still, like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a fucked up thing, man. But
so yeah,
yeah,
like,
I remember being like, because we would kind of get the shit, not shit beat out of us, but definitely fucking discipline for shit that was really not that serious, like spilling a fucking cup of milk or that kind of
yeah,
shit.
yeah, the bizarre level of fucking hyper aggression to like minor
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, and then
things.
I caught myself having those impulses, even though
Oh, was
swear
it?
you're never gonna fucking be that harsh to your own kids.
For a long
Um,
time, my dad would get absolutely furious if you wouldn't eat the fucking meal he cooked.
oh
Or
yeah,
when my
yeah,
mom cooked or something. And it's like sometimes you just don't like things, dude. Fucking settle down. It's
mhm,
not a fucking judgment on your fucking cooking skills.
yeah, yeah.
It's like if I make fish, anything with
This
fish, my
meal,
sister won't eat it. But it's not like she
right?
fucking hates me or hates my cooking. She just doesn't like fish, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, what am I, come on.
Yeah, it'd be like me making a tuna casserole and being pissed at my son for it not liking it because he doesn't like fucking
Oh, she'll eat tuna.
tuna.
That's the one exception, I should say.
Yeah, him, he likes salmon, kind of.
Ooh, salmon is good.
Yeah, that's true. Salmon's a tough one not to like. So
Yeah,
fucking
actually, my
delicious.
sister will eat salmon. Come to think of it,
Yeah,
that's
I was gonna say.
the only other one she'll eat though, but only from Costco. They have a. Sorry, I'm taking a dab. They have a salmon where it has this lemon. like
Oh,
lemon herb butter, little things that are like big fucking scoops of it all across the salmon. And you bake it in the tray, and the butter just melts all over the thing with the herbs and the spices, and so fucking good. Not remotely healthy, but really good.
Yeah, really fucking tasty. Yeah. No, I knew a friend of mine, his sister would, and I've tried this, and it's actually really good. Probably mentioned here before, but basically, you take like like a thing of canned salmon. You know, it's canned the same way as tuna, basically.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've
You
used
take
canned salmon and made like salmon sandwiches, like I make tuna sandwiches.
Yeah, but what she did was basically she take the salmon and mix it with cream cheese, like eat it on crackers.
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
Yeah, it really was, dude. It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
salmon like tuna is a very versatile fish. There's a lot of stuff you can do
that's
with it.
what's in a fucking like a crab rangoon. It's essentially right. It's cream cheese and crab, right?
Yeah.
And most of the places I've gone, it's like 99% cream cheese, but I may be just going to shitty places. But yeah, it's essentially the same
Well,
thing.
if you go to fucking Panda Express, it is just cream cheese. Like they're just cheese rangoons, cream cheese rangoons.
Yeah.
Don't even bother putting crab in them.
It's true. Any of the ones that I've eaten that claim to be crab or whatever, you can't taste that shit.
Yeah, if you want to get crab rangoons, you got to go to like a real restaurant, I think, and get like really. Yeah. They're probably a lot more than like 99 cents.
Yeah. Crab's incredibly expensive. Yeah. Although I don't know, man, crab is less than lobster still, right?
It depends on the thing. Like it really depends on your distance from the coast. You know, like crab doesn't travel really well. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, but I prefer crab to fucking lobster, dude. Yeah,
I fucking I'll eat it all, dude. I love fucking seafood.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
fish, lobster, crab, shrimp, fucking what are those little white things?
Scallops.
Scallops. Oh yeah, fucking scallops.
Yeah,
whatever you fucking got, I'll eat it. I'll fucking eat a sea snail. I'll eat fucking.
You know what's really good is the shit I think I've only really seen it at sushi places, but the freshwater eel.
Oh, I've never had that, but that sounds good. I've eaten octopus and squid. Those are both really good.
Yeah. No,
abalone. If you've ever had abalone, fresh too.
I've never tried abalone either. But yeah, they actually cook the eel in sushi places. It's like $4 a piece. Like it's a lot, but it's so fucking good, dude. God,
well, it's expensive because eel is not a common food here.
Dude, it used to be. Well, again, it was when most of the Americas was essentially the Northeast, where there are a bunch of rivers and lakes where they lived, so they could catch a shitload of them.
I think it's a lot of the fish that we eat more commonly now are slowly getting harder and harder to find. Like we're not at the point where they'll really start raising prices to compete with those. But I think as you see that happen, as it gets closer and closer to the same price, you're going to see a resurgence of a lot of the other things like eels and fucking just weird shit that, like, you know, normally, like geoduck and stuff. Like, normally you don't eat geoduck in the U.S., but, like, that kind of stuff will come back.
Yeah, as the prices essentially become the same.
Yeah, or even people will be more inclined and like, oh, let's go try this new thing. If we're going to spend the same either way, let's try this thing we've never had that's exotic.
Yeah, but next time you're at a sushi place, ask them if they have a fucking eel and try that shit. At least one piece.
I generally don't go out and eat.
Yeah, I don't either.
Cook so many things so well. I very rarely eat at restaurants.
Yeah. Like I said, that was mainly my ex because I don't think I've ever gone to a sushi place other than when I went with her.
Don't get me wrong. I fucking love sushi. I've been to sushi places. They're really good, but
yeah.
And especially because we're like an hour from the coast, so.
Not bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not great, but even the supermarket sushi is, like, decent.
Yeah. We live, like up the street from, like, a Whole Foods style kind of store. So if we want really good seafood, we can go there and pick up, like, really good fish or other kinds of seafood. Plus, their sushi is definitely a step above your standard, like, supermarket, grocery store seafood.
Yeah.
And not really that much more expensive than your supermarket seafood, like sushi.
Yeah, right on.
But it's almost all like California rolls kind of stuff. There's not a lot of like not a lot of options.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I hear you.
I think it's probably time to go. I gotta fucking go to take a piss so bad, and we're like a half hour past our normal.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if anybody's even listening. No, it's just two of us.
We've lost most of our audience, and maybe just you and me watching at this point.
Yeah, there's only 2 showing, so if you're on, yeah, probably a good time to call it quits.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
If you, if nobody's listening to it later.